Welcome to Storm King Thunder, where me and a bunch of my nerdy-ass friends get together, and we like to play Dungeons and Dragons!
Dungeons
and
Dragons.
Motherfucking dragons. Tonight, we are on session 54 of our campaign. Where we last left off, the DM realized that he did not scroll back up to the page he was supposed to be on. So, there we go. Where we last... actually, let's start by...
Roman, leave it.
Actually, I'll end with that so you guys can... so Ben and Barb might be here for it, but... What an eventful 7 days you guys have had sailing the Sword Seas. After liberating Avalon and Akik from the Grand Dame and drawing out the info you needed from Lord Dryland, you all fled the ship under fire and made your way to Waterdeep. There, Captain Siren's Bane was able to set sail with her newly won vessel, the Nine Lives, and managed to scrounge together a motley crew. Avalon, Pandora's twin sister, Harvey, the Black Aarakocra bosun, Crush, the gnarly turtle, Angus McCruton, the halfling red-bearded motherfucker. Cave Sterwin, the animal expert and creature capture specialist. Donkey, a short gray-haired human. Norin Drago, a halfling dark-haired teenage punk drummer. And Chumley, the chummy chum boy, human fisherman. You also were able to pick up a half-dozen faceless, nameless, heartless bastards that I can only describe with the disgust with the word the overnight crew. That should generate enough images for you kitchen people. I was hoping Ben would be here for that, because he did overnights forever. After telling the crew of your target, the Morkoth, it prompted Avalon to share in some information she overheard from Dryland. Primarily that Hekaton's traitor is the one who provided Slackrathel with this ancient Jotun magic to bind him, and that the traitor themselves is a woman. He had slipped up and referred to her as a she. So while she does not know the identity, she knows that the traitor within the court is female. As you guys set sail, variable weather led to mixed results on your first couple of days. But on day 3, a call from Gideon came in to tell you the news of Vane's army. The legions of the Zentarum are wretched creatures, and they're marching from the eastern reaches of Faerun and razing everything in its path to indiscriminate oblivion. They believe they'll be in Setcumber in a little over a 10-day, and the bloodshed and ash in their wake is unimaginable. Gideon described a variable horde of creatures: hobgoblins, trolls, skeletons, dread knights, catapults, ogres, and as well as the black dragon itself, which he had only seen fleetingly, but Goldbrand later scried upon them and saw a second dragon. So he is now aware that there are 2 black dragons that are approaching with the army. Davos, you also scried on the eldest daughter, Princess Mirren, and she was currently engaged with Sarissa and her other sister Nim. She was urging Sarissa to take the throne or move aside. And when Sarissa had said that she was worried that doing so would kill Hekaton, Mirren suggested that maybe that was for the best, and told Sarissa they needed a queen who would lead their people. As Mirren stormed out of the room, she threw a bit of a hissy fit in the concert hall. It was empty, but kicking things and throwing off small lightning bolts and just storming about the room. It was an interesting little bit of insight. On day 4, a strange song called out that only Z could hear, and he discovered it to be a conch on the ocean floor. After a dive 10 fathoms deep with some water-breathing assistance, avoiding some tiger sharks, and eventually bringing it back up and blowing into it, Z's lungs began uncontrollably filling with water, before the spirit of the wind in that last moment expelled the water violently, and as the salt water hit the deck, it began to smoke. At least to Z it did. No one else saw this. And from the smoke arose the figure of a beautiful dark specter, the shade of a siren, called Florence. Florence shared her tragic tale with Z, and he agreed to bring her along and see if he could one day free her from her imprisonment. On the 5th day, a frigid cold front blew in and chilled the crew, leaving them exhausted. Bergen, however, also had a strange dream to go along with that, in which a darker version of himself resided in a frozen reflection of Nightstone. He awoke to find it snowing in his room, a thin layer of frost on everything, And when he shared this odd dream with the party, Goldbrand used his prescience to seek out more information about Bergen in the ring, and saw Bergen placing it on the finger of a beautiful woman, which he later took a stab at guessing was likely a fey creature, if not a fey queen. And upon the ring being on her finger, it shattered and was destroyed. On the 6th day, the crew cried out as 3 ships approached, 2 small galleons and a 3rd non-combative vessel. The 2 galleons began to make aggressive charges, and soon a full naval battle ensued. The party outclassed the simple pirates and felled the crew that boarded their ship before their own vessel was sunk. Things took a rough turn as the 9 lives nearly became the 8 lives, but as a massive dragon turtle burst from the depths and snapped one of the other ships in half, the Crimson Inferno was revealed. Ark greeted this dragon turtle, which bore a full-size ship on its back, and was manned by a crew of dragonborn warriors. The crew warmly welcomed Ark, the infamous Red Death, celebrating his survival after the sinking of his previous ship, the Wailing Wyvern. The captain, Captain Dynamite, informed Ark that they were intercepting a very dark deal. You guys had learned from Belgalis before that Silvery Moon is protected by a mated pair of dragons, a gold and a silver, and 2 of their eggs, 2 of their young hatchlings, a young silver and a young gold dragon, had been kidnapped. The Captain Dynamite was able to intercept this deal before they got too far off, but has to take them back to Waterdeep so they can fly the rest of the way home. They are too young to fly from your current location to the shore. But he did mention that he would help aid you guys at the Battle of Secumber, and that the crew of the Crimson Inferno gifted you guys with 5 battle bombs, battle brew bombs, extremely potent liquor that the Chef Chili had brewed up and then realized was a little too powerful, and gave those to Ark to use as a ranged weapon. Captain Dynamite also expressed worry over the fate of the dragons of Faerun, saying that when a dragon dies, its absence leaves a great vacuum of power that many creatures try to fill. And lately, there's been quite a few draconic deaths. Of course, there's Old Gnawbone, which you guys slew firsthand after she tried to attack you to get the Nightstone. Another dragon was Malthazar, the red dragon that helped you fight the Vonendod, and was shortly thereafter discovered decapitated. And Isendrog, the white dragon that you guys had met at the Burg of the Frost Giants, that had washed ashore in Bremen. Despite all his concerns, he told you guys to keep a close eye on your draconic allies and bid you guys adieu. On the 7th day, the party came across a series of towering islands that Goldbrand recognized from his visions. You guys climbed the cliffs and explored the jungles and came across huge reptilian beasts who seemed to be clearing trees. Hiding from those creatures, the party was discovered by razor claws, reptilian bird-like creatures with enormous toe talons and sharp fangs that were led by an Uthgard woman. She introduced herself as Kreta of the Thunder Beasts, and told the party that Ta'asik, her chief, foretold of the arrival of a Starkeeper, and that they should follow her to Arteza. You were led through the forest and flown across the sea by Spirebeaks, pterodons, and brought to the largest island where a boiling lake steams within a huge caldera. Emerging from the lake was a battle-scarred, ancient-looking Sinoceratops, which wild-shaped into an odd-looking human, Ta'asik. He explained that he had been waiting on these isles since the last Thunderbeast died over 1,000 years ago. He has waited for a Starkeeper who would lead the tribes to be united against their foe. He also tells Z that he had some visions of Z meditating on the island in the middle of the boiling lake. Z walked across the searing waters and meditated on the island, and by doing so gained a deep understanding of the elements and their interconnected nature. Here in this place where crashing waves meets towering peaks, where the land you stand on itself is up in the 100 feet in the air, and that the fires below the earth boiled the water that turned into steam, creating a full cycle of elements, and learned how to use the elements with his spellcasting, unlocking an ability to where he can when he casts any elemental spell, he can choose what element he uses. So he can do Fireball with a burst of ice shards, or he can do Control Water with air or stones, which could be pretty fun. I'm excited to see that in action. He also recognized, because he rolled a nat 20 on his check, that the Siren, the Spirit of the Winds, the Zorn, and all of his tribe shared a commonality not only in their primal elemental nature, but in the fact that they were all undead, and somehow drawn to him because of that. And Pandora caught a parrot. And with that, my dudes, I think we're going to get started. There is one more thing I want to go over when Ben and Barb come in. If you guys will help me remember to back up to that. It's sort of just recapping everything we know, and since we have all 6 today, that would be good just to make sure everybody's on the same page. With that, my dudes, we're actually going to pick up right where we left off. You guys are still in the caldera of Arteza. Z has just finished his meditation. As it is the 7th day of your voyage, there are 2 nights till the full moon. There are 6 days until the Feast of the Moon, and roughly 10 to 15 days before Bane's army arrives in Secumber, which Gideon also is going to be updating you as they get closer. So for 2 hours, Z meditates in the middle of the boiling lake, during which the rest of you are in this ancient valley, with several of these enormous reptilian beasts and a smattering of just a few Thunder Beast Uthgard, perhaps no more than 20. Several creatures come to drink out of a shallow dug pool besides the lake, where the Uthgard seem to draw water into to cool and be consumed by the beasts. You see several of these creatures. You see the razor claws, which are velociraptors, spire beaks, which are pterodons, club tails, ankylosauruses, ridgebacks, which are stegosauruses, and it's kind of odd because you've seen at least a few of these creatures, if not the same species, on the other island, and it's weird that they are so numerous to be positioned all over these tall islands. Also present is Kreta, the Uthgar that you originally met, and Zoic, the one who brought the Spirebeaks to meet you along the cliffside. Both are tending to the creatures nearby. While you guys are waiting for Josh, do you guys want to do anything in particular?
Josh is putting a kid down for sleep. Sorry.
No, I'm not asking him. He's on the lake anyway.
He's on the lake. I'm sorry.
Can't think of anything. So we're like not we're somewhere. I don't know. Does this place have like? This is more like a village. It's not like a city, right? There's no like stores, shops, that kind of shit.
No, nothing like that in particular. There are tradesmen, and you do see a few people who are working on different crafting things, who are working on drying food or cooking, preparing a variety of meats and hearty vegetables. But depending on what you're looking for, you're probably not going to find it. If you're looking for like a long sword or anything metal is probably out of the question.
Yeah, nothing specific. Just want to make sure I have what I need for all my spells for the day, which I assume I already grabbed before this trip, so should be good.
For sure.
I don't know. Goldbrand wants to take a good look at all because technically I can wild shape into any animal I've seen. I know I couldn't wild shape into everything there, but he wants to examine the local fauna, so to speak.
No, for sure. And you do see a few things. I think that the Stegosaurus... Actually, I'm going to send you a list.
Mm-hmm. That's fine.
Tell me, is it 3? Excuse me, is it 2 that you can go up to? CR2?
Yeah.
I thought so. Okay.
Any creature I can see up to CR2 that I have seen before.
So there are a few. I think you can do the Ankylosaurus. You can do the Raptor, which you did in the last session. I don't know if you can do the Pterodon. I will pull that up real quick. And what else?
You can
send those.
You can send me a list. The only other thing Goldbrand might want to do is he wants to see if they have a Starkeeper. Since they knew what it was. They knew he was on the way.
Yeah. You can do a Pterodon, which is a huge flying creature. You cannot do an Ankylosaurus or a Stegosaurus. sorry, you just asked for Starkeeper. You would know, or if you were to ask Kreta this, Kreta would tell you, Ta'asik is our Starkeeper. He has been here for countless generations because he saw these islands in a vision of his. In fact, for many generations, my people did not have a Starkeeper. While Ta'asik was here, his powers grew, and he began to cease aging. And by doing so, has been here for centuries, protecting these creatures from extinction, hiding them from the existence of humans, and when needed, striking down ships that draw too close.
Does Goldbrand understand what that would imply about his level?
You have probably heard of very few Starkeepers throughout history who have achieved that level of near immortality. Vulnerable to death through physical means, of course, but do not age and will not ever die from old age. You would know that that's an extremely powerful entity.
So at some point when we were, I guess Z is still out on the lake, but I don't know. After hearing that, Goldbrand would definitely tell the group something along the lines of, "We do not want to make enemies with chieftains." I figure he could.
Pteranodons is out.
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't even know how to put that in Goldbrand's words. Oh man.
Kreta would be like, it would be foolish to make an enemy of any chieftain of the Uthgard, but I think Ta'asik particularly dangerous. If we were pushed to it.
He has had thousands of years to learn Starkeeper magics. I don't even want to know what he could do to any of us.
When I hear him say that it would be a mistake to make an enemy of any chieftain, I feel like a slight bolt of electricity in the back of my brain, as if somebody's talking about me or something that I've encountered.
Yeah.
And then I just continue to meditate.
Your ears burn for a second, like somebody's talking shit. Kreta asks, have you made many enemies of the Uthgards, Blue Bear?
Yeah, it can be both, yes and no's.
Yeah, is a solid reply. No, yeah. She goes,
Well, I've killed many Uthgards in my times. More than I
how
could
many
probably
chiefs have you
count.
killed?
One in this campaign, but if you wanted to count any from Goldbrand's.
Probably a couple. I would say
Yeah.
you probably have at least a couple more under your belt.
Yeah.
If you tell her that, she's rather impressed. It goes, I must admit, you are not like most Uthgard. I saw you transfigure yourself into a razor claw along our trip. That is something that not many could pick up. But I'm curious if you can truly keep pace. What do you say to a little exercise of skill?
Can't you tell I'm an old man's? But fucking
him up.
minds.
Fuck him up.
She, you watch as she smiles and says, try to keep up, old mans. And she wild shapes into a raptor. And you noticed this when you first saw her. When you first saw the creatures in the darkness, you saw 4 sets of glowing yellow eyes. One of them stepped out and revealed itself to be a razor claw. The second pair was her. And her eyes stay that same bright yellow color even when she's in her human form. And she takes off through the woods. Goldbrand, we're gonna have a little bit of a race. Make a dex check for me. And I'll roll mine in here. You get to add 3 plus half your proficiency bonus, because you've only been this creature one other time and you weren't trying to run full out. So, I don't know what your PB is right now.
PB.
Proficiency bonus.
So can I rage before I do this? I guess I can.
Sure.
Is it worth doing?
That's up to you.
I think I'll save it just in case. You said a dexterity check?
Dexterity check.
3 plus half proficiency, so that's plus 5 total. I need to get this so I can see it.
Oh, that's a terrible start. That's also a save, so redo that as a check.
It's the
She gets
same.
to add... Oh, it's the same? Okay, so if you get a 3, she got a 12 total. So she is peeling off ahead of you. You're having... It's weird because you're not only... You're bipedal still, but you're leaning forward so much that it feels almost unnatural to you. Make another check. She rolled a 25, so roll well.
Is 3 what the raptor gets to add to this? Is that where that comes from? So
The
5
three
total.
is your dex, I think. Yeah? Or no, the raptor's dex, excuse me.
That's fine. Plus half proficiency is 2, which is 5, so that's 12.
Okay, so again, she's peeling off. She is much quicker than you. She's weaving through the trees. She gets to the point where she's coming to the lip of the caldera, and she begins to jump to small little rocky outcroppings as she's racing up them. Make a strength check. For this, you get to add 3 total. 1 for your strength of the velociraptor, and 2 for your proficiency bonus.
Did that not roll? Yeah, so 3 total,
Ooh.
17.
She just barely gets you with an 18. She gets a +5. Do 1 more strength check. She rolled pretty shitty. That's a 9.
Ooh.
Oh, you get close. You're managing to keep up fairly well despite your struggles. You haven't lost eye shot of her. Even weaving through the trees and jumping up these cliffs. But as you get close to the lip of the caldera, you leap and you come just a little short. And you try to reach out with your arms, but they're not the type of muscly things that you're used to grabbing onto with. And you actually take a good bit of a tumble. I'm gonna say you fall down the cliffside a good bit, and you take 8 points of bludgeoning damage on the way.
So that's not enough to knock me out of raptor form, though, right?
No, you have more than that in hit points. After she sees you crash, she turns around, makes her way down the mountainside, and comes to you, shifts back into her human form, and goes, not bad for your first run. You'll, have to do some practicing, and I'll give you a rematch another time.
I'll morph back and say lots of curses in Bolfy. And begrudgingly agree.
She goes, you should be proud, though, Ta'asik has waited for centuries for you, specifically. You have guided your people here, who in turn have fulfilled the prophecy that Ta'asik had seen millennia ago. Perhaps you should have your reward regardless. And she pulls from her belt a dagger that seems to have been made from the talon of one of these velociraptors. Incredibly sharp, honed to a very fine point, and on a bone handle. And she hands it to you. This is the Razor Claw dagger. It's a +2 dagger that crits on 17 through 20. So it has a 20% chance of crit per hit. Now, what you do with that is entirely up to you. But you have it in your inventory.
So we're not throw it?
You can throw it. Yeah, it's a ranged weapon. It wouldn't come back to you or anything, but you could. Since Ben and Barb are now with us, welcome guys. Glad to have you. Goldman just got his ass kicked in a race.
Velociraptor. Key point.
Key point to a velociraptor. Yeah, as a velociraptor.
Oh, get fucked, Billy.
Now that you guys are in, there was something I wanted to just run over with everybody. And this is sort of just recapping what we know, because we are approaching the end game. You are all currently searching for Hekaton, the king of the storm giants. And not just the storm giants. He's at the peak of the ordning, a magically binding caste system that separated the giants into different ranks of power and influence. Several months ago, Hekaton's wife went missing. Hekaton's wife, the benevolent Queen Neri, was murdered by small folk, drawing Hekaton out from Maelstrom in his fury. In his haste, the Storm King raced ahead of his guard and was attacked by the Kraken Society, who incapacitated the Storm King with ancient Jotun magics. You know that the traitor in Hekaton's court provided this magic to Slackrafael, the psionic Kraken of the deep that the Kraken Society worships. You know that Hekaton is bound to the ship the Morkoth, a squid-like vessel sailing in the sword southern seas, and Slackrafael plans to bind Hekaton's divine spark, that fragment of God-given power, and by doing that, that fragment of God-given power that marks storm giants as the undisputed rulers of all of the Jotun, and marks Hekaton as their king. During the Feast of the Moon, Slackrafael plans to bind that spark and consume it, granting him incredible power, and perhaps even dominion over all giant kind. Once Slackrafael achieves this, he will be powerful enough to open a gate to his native realm, and use its fathomless depths to flood not just Faerun, but the entire planet. The Feast of the Moon, known by many as the Winter Solstice, is drawing near, just 6 days away. And with that, we'll pick back up where we were. Z, you have just finished your meditation and achieved enlightenment. You are to return to the shore at this point. How do you choose to do that?
You know, previously I rode around on my wind spirit, so I'm probably just gonna do that again. Probably gonna summon that guy, pull him out, and see if he can't give me a lift up over the treetops.
For sure.
Into the caldera and back over.
You give a very deep inhale and a very long, long exhale. So you feel the very last bit of breath leaving you. The spirit of the wind takes shape before you. Swirling as a whirlwind, a twister, a daredevil beneath your feet. The steam of the boiling lake actually begins to swirl with them. And this column of steam that rises off of this lake sort of begins shifting into this large, almost hurricane-like structure. And all of you take notice as it breaks through to reveal Z. Seeming... You've seen him use this wind spirit before, but this is with a grace and a power that's different. I mean, this level of effect around him is impressive in of itself, but there's something about him that just seems a little more in tune with what he's doing. He gently dissipates the spirit as he touches down on shore and reunites with all of you. Do y'all have anything else you would like to do in Artesia before you return to the ship?
No, we're not.
This is the place to get
Right.
dinosaur bones if we want them. Other than that, I can't think of anything.
Like bone.
I mean, is Jeff
Thank you.
Goldblum around?
100%.
Get a battle raptor.
I mean,
actually-
she might be at the park. Maybe.
It's actually Geoff Goldblum? Yeah. That doesn't work quite as well.
Geo.
You guys return to your ship and find that the crew has been busy in your absence. You've been gone for a few hours at this point, and Avalon seems to be instructing the crew on how to repair their ship. Having retrieved some flotsam and jetsam from the vessels that you destroyed, they are repairing their ship. And Barbara, I owe you an apology, because your ship, the Nine Lives, gets 4 cannon shots per round, because it has 8 cannons total, 4 on each side. The other ships were supposed to have 3 on each side, and I was rolling 4. So I went back, only one of those 4th strikes hit, but I added that hit points back to your ship.
Okay.
So you're at about 138 out of 300, so a little under half health.
Oh, okay.
But
Not as
every
bad.
day, every day the crew will work to gain, I think, 40 hit points each day. So in about 3 or 4 days, you will be at full hit points for the ship.
Okay.
You guys know that the full moon is not tomorrow, but the next day, and you head off.
Can we do any scrying? On the
Scrying
way
and
out?
prescience, for sure, for sure. In fact, I'll say this to Brandon too. As we go between days, that's the time to let me know, like, hey, I want to do that. So, what do you guys want to scry and or precise? Devin's bouncy over there.
I know what I think we need to scry. But so Brandon, last week we kind of had to vote / decision between the oldest sister and who was the other one we had picked out? Her name
Imelda, the counselor.
Imelda. So
Counselor.
since we didn't scry on Imelda, I kind of vote that we should scry on her this time. But we can also scry on the middle sister.
I think we were kind of sus of the counselor.
Mhm.
So I would say her. Melba Toast. She's gonna be
Melba
toast.
toast?
Yeah, she's gonna be.
Melba?
What's her name?
Oh,
Melba?
Melba Milk
Imel-
is
Imelda, like
Oh,
IMELDA,
Oh,
I think.
No,
It's
no,
like
let him
Melba.
let him scry on Melba. Let's see what happens.
Melba.
Yeah, who the fuck? Let's find out who
Okay.
Melba is. All right, so the following day, Davos takes up on the ship, looks into his scry ball, his crystal ball, and after about 10-15 minutes, the last rays of the sun as it sets strike the ball, blind you, and as your vision comes to, oh, I gotta roll a check for her. I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. You've met this target. You're not really familiar with her.
Not for lack of trying.
Oh, Christ. I still remember, like, when the first storm giantess walked into the room, you're like, oh, who that? And I'm like, this bitch is 7 times your size. Please, dear God. Death by Snoo to the extreme. Okay.
It's a
You've
condition.
met the target. You do not know them well. You do not have a likeness, picture, body part, or the like. Okay. Okay. As your vision whites out, you don't see anything. It's this hazy mist. Make an intelligence or a wisdom check. Your choice.
Come on. Hells yes.
Nat 20.
Oh, fuck.
All right. With the intelligence, too. I thought you would go for the wisdom. All right. So the main thing you learn, this seems very similar to the effect that happens when you try to scry on Bane. There's some type of shrouding preventing you from seeing her. Now, it is different in the regard that with Bane's, you could sense things in the area, but this seems completely whited out. It's either more powerful magic that's protecting her, or there's layers to her defenses. With a nat 20, make an insight check. Beat a 15. An insight check. You know that there are many reasons, of course, to protect yourself from being scryed on.
Because
But
you're being
most of them-
sneaky.
Most of them are from malintent, let's say. She could be doing this, and many important figures do have themselves protected in this way. She does not seem like that important figure. If you could scry on the daughters, why can you not scry on the advisor?
Exactly.
Very unusual.
Because she's
So,
suspicious.
suspicious bitches! Indeed. Right. That is all you learn from your moments of scrying. Devin, would you like to try to do prescience?
There's still one more tribe that we're looking for, right? That we
No,
have
sir.
to map?
That's the
That was the last one. We found the last one that could be in the
the
moon.
Thunder Beast was the
Okay.
last one, yeah. The only other ones that you technically haven't met the Tree Ghost. You've met a Tree Ghost, but
yeah.
Myra of the Elk tribe is going to find them.
I see. No, that's fine.
Okay.
I was gonna look
With
for it,
that-
but instead, Goldberg would like to say, because if I'm correct, tomorrow is the day. At some point when they're
No,
all
one more.
okay,
You have tomorrow is the last day that you have to remove the
Well,
curse. The
we can-
following day is the full moon.
Well, Goldberg can say today anyway. It doesn't matter. But sometime when they're all breakfast circle, supper circle, anytime they're all together in an area, he wants to look at Z and he wants to say, "We still have to talk about your afflictions." The full moon is 2 days away, friends.
I look over and say, man, I kind of lost count. I guess you're right. We should probably figure out how to handle this. We are 7 days out at sea, which makes things a little interesting.
I can throw you off the boats.
I'd like to see you try.
I can grapple you with a chain.
We can
Oh
crash.
no, you throw the Avatar in the ocean, you fucking fool. That's ammunition to him.
Oh, you know what? I'm even gonna flavor. I'm gonna try out my new power for the first time, and I'm going to do produce flame. But as it spins up, instead of being fire, it's gonna start as fire and then sort of rotate into like an orb of wind or air energy. And I'm gonna launch it up
Ooh.
into the air, and as it explodes, it's gonna make it's the typical when you do like
Like a firework.
an attack that does an attack that will really what I'll actually that's perfect. I'm gonna make it a firework. Because I don't know if I can mix fire with that, but I was gonna say it does make a big booming sound, as you would imagine a thunder attack would, so that works out with a firework.
Oh, yeah, for sure. No, very cool.
Fox?
You see,
I'm just out here having fun now.
That was kind of cool. But regardless, you've decided to keep it.
I was hoping to meet with our friend, what is his name, Romulus.
Romulus, indeed.
I was hoping to meet with our friend Romulus before the time came, but it seems that the sea's called first. But Yes, I think I've decided that I want to try and harness this power.
Oh, okay.
I am not opposed, but like I'll speak for the rest of them tiers.
I'm not either.
I mean,
Uh,
I don't like dogs, but to each their own.
I mean, I'm a scaly dragon man, so
They'd
I'm
be
not
pretty
opposed to
Very
epic
wolf
fight
boy.
if it did come down to it. Dragon
Perhaps
man
over the
versus
next couple of
man.
days we put together. Goldburn wouldn't know the word contingency, but contingency plans. So I would like to just verbalize now that at least some of the group spends a little bit of time over before the next full moon, putting a plan together for what we're gonna do if he loses his shit.
Yeah, I also offer, I'm not certain how much we know about this ship, but aren't there typically cages or shackles or something along those lines?
You
The
do have a
brig.
brig.
The brig,
It's not
yeah.
it's not immense, but I'd say there's probably 3 or 4 sets of manacles to imprison people with.
I might have a personal dungeon.
It's funny. You go into the captain's quarters. There's the sex dungeon, and then there's a trapdoor down to the brig.
There you go.
I look around and I'm like, I think that one actually, that one seems cool. But
You have a fuck machine 9000. God damn.
what's
yeah.
the-
I wonder
what's the
if
one
you're still
call out?
cons-
Fisto?
I guess
Anyway,
you'd still be considered a humanoid. I guess I could. Your wisdom save's probably pretty high. I don't know. I like the idea of putting you in the brig or putting you in manacles or something.
I volunteer
do you think
myself
you
to
could
go
break
in
out?
shackles.
What'd you say, Berg?
Do you think you could break out of said brig or
It's
manacles?
it's possible.
Oh, it's extremely possible.
If someone wants to, they can go investigate the brig and take a look at it and see more or less how they think it'll do.
I mean, I
Sounds
should
like a
because
job
I'm the
for-
captain. I should.
Yeah, sounds like a job for
I
a
was,
party
I
friend.
was going to, but my investigation's low.
Oh, mine's low too, but
That's
Pandora.
it's over all of
well,
you.
let's
Somebody
do
with
it.
a high
I was
strength
gonna
might
say
should
it's
Nine.
be
low,
Aha.
A 9. You know what? Actually, Josh just
I
said
gather
something. Actually,
that it is a soul. It is in fact a prison cell.
yeah. Yep, these are chains. Those are manacles. Josh just said something that's a good point. He said maybe a strong character should test them. Ark, I
Ooh.
tell you what. I will let you make an investigation check using your strength score. So let's do an athletics check.
You break them, you buy them, buddy.
Natural 20, natural 20, natural. Oh, okay.
Oh.
14. The chains hold, but you don't get the sense that they're now that you have them taut, you realize that these chains are a little rusted. The bolts that go into the wood is actually kind of cracked in that area. It would hold someone. You feel like if you were chained here, that with a little bit of effort you could bust out. Probably the same for Goldbrand, potentially the same for a werewolf. So
Yeah.
Do we, okay, so do we got some silver? Is silver applicable? in
Yeah,
this
like
universe?
I
what
was
are the
going to
werewolf
ask
rules?
I was going to ask the holy mans if he could if he
I was gonna say
is
I
there
could
anything you can do to warden areas.
board an area.
I don't know if
I don't know if that would work
Hollow-
against.
Yeah, I don't know either. But do you have anything else?
well,
that you can-
Hollow's 24 hours spell, and it would not protect against werewolf transitions or anything
Right.
like that.
I was gonna say I could dome him too in a wall of ice, but also he
That's not
might
bad.
break out and harm himself. And...
Can we trap people in? No one has tiny hut. Never mind.
Mm.
Oh, that would be funny though.
Yeah, and
Lock them
equally
in an
though,
interdimensional space.
I mean, I don't know.
We do have some time to think about it still, but
Speaking
Can
of
you
time,
breathe underwater? Can I cast water breathing on you and we throw you overboard?
Yeah,
Not like,
just kill
uh,
hole.
Drag me behind.
Yeah,
the ship.
yeah.
not kill haul you, but
No. I raised my hand and
Keep 'em on
said,
the bottom.
okay, listen, I'm down for a lot, but I object.
that would not be a fun ride, even with the water breathing.
I would rather kill
Oh,
you
no.
all than get dragged behind the ship.
good luck with that. A lot of people have tried.
I feel like
Um,
Arcanox has keelhauled enough people to where I can guarantee that you probably won't die.
I just look around and
You'll
I'm
be
like,
fine.
surely 5 capable adventurers could at least render me unconscious, right?
I think I can physically hold you down or use a spell to hold you down.
Yeah, hold him down, and then I'll just
Play
put
a
my
couple
anchor on him.
lullabies.
Yeah, you do have lullabies. That's a good point.
Ooh.
We have enough stuff together. I think we can indeed handle it. But if we don't have to do that, that would be great.
Worst comes to worst, I can always revive him if we kill him.
Yeah.
There you go.
Gotta just want to kill him.
That should make you feel better.
When he would come back without
God.
his medicine.
If we accidentally kill you, we can fix it. Don't worry.
And I'm like, normally
Best
I would,
cleric in all of Fey runs.
normally I would doubt this, but I look at him and I'm like, I've seen it work.
You know, that's actually kind of funny. Best cleric in all of Faerun. Like, can you heal this particular disease? No, but I can kill you and bring you back, and surely that'll, you know. I find
If you're-
turning things
if
on
you're
and turning them
ironic,
back on,
yeah.
it just, you know, it's good for you.
It's a hard reset.
Soft reset works.
Hard
every
reset.
time.
Hard fucking reset, bro.
You guys discuss this late into the night as we transition to day 8, the last day before the full moon. Clear skies promise for good searching, and you feel like you cover a good bit of ground today. Crew morale seems good. In the afternoon, Z, you notice that the moon is peaked over the horizon, almost completely full, and you feel a bit of that itch in the back of your mind. Roll a wisdom save for me.
Yidoki.
Pretty sure it's herpes, but alright.
Oh my god. It's chlamydia.
Got the clap.
Z, you feel this hunger begin to build. Maybe it's the smell of the fish that Chumley is slaughtering up for dinner. Perhaps it's the long time at sea that you've spent eating rations, but you have an intense craving for meat.
Oh.
Roll another wisdom save.
Oh no.
Would eat beef jerky
Roll.
instead.
That's the DC that you needed. You feel this hunger build, and you feel it. You recall that almost horrific moment of watching Seiko transform. His limbs elongate, his bones pop out of socket and rearrange as they are changed on a molecular level. And you begin to feel that sort of stretch as your body feels like its skin is being pushed to the limits before you take a deep breath and you hear gently in the back of your mind the siren song. You breathe and breathe and breathe, and that feeling recedes a bit. But you know that you came dangerously close to transforming even in the daytime because the moon is so full. It is unsettling at best. If anyone would like to do anything this day, now is the time to declare it.
Nah.
I like to lock myself in the cabin's quarters because I am not kitty, not dinner.
I'll fight the Wolfman.
Yeah, I think that
That's probably like on Ark's bucket list, like fight a werewolf.
Oh yeah. Fight a Wolfman. Hell yeah.
I vote that we lock him in the brig with me and Ark.
There
There
you
we
go.
And I'm at the
Okay.
door.
Yes.
We can tune in
Now,
on the other
tonight's
side
not the
of the
full moon. Do you choose to do that tonight as well?
If we don't know Z's feeling
What
that
else are
way,
we doing?
Goldbrand wouldn't
I
mention
was
it.
about to say. Depends on if Z mentions
Yeah.
something to the party about that. What
Yeah,
does Z feel about this?
that's a good thought. I'm uncomfortable with the fact that that sensation was so strong so soon. It does make me feel a little weird. In the confidence of friendship, I mentioned to Goldbrand that I'm feeling some strange sensations and a bit of a hunger. And I let him know that he's going to be my point person. So if I feel like there's any immediate danger, or if I feel like I'm actually going to transform, that I need him to lock me up, but that he's also going to have to be the one that feeds me.
I don't think you will stay for that long. But you won't starve. It may be best to put you in the brigs with me and Ark. If you can come and find me, if you think you can come and find me in times, we can do it that ways.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I do not think he would be opposed to waiting with you.
I say, we have one more day. I feel confident in sleeping this one night out, and then I'll probably just spend the day down there tomorrow for the purpose of safety.
Okay.
I'm going to stand outside your doors, for the sake of honesties.
Yeah, we'll say that you, Crush, Ark, a few of the bigger guys on the ship sort of take turns keeping a watch through the night. Z, you are once again plagued by nightmares. Racing through the woods, howling and terrifying your people, slaughtering them, the taste of your father's blood in your mouth. Roll a perception check. Since it's the second time you've experienced this type of vision, let's say with advantage.
With the advantage. Not the best, though.
It seems exactly the same as the last stream. You watch as you emerge. You see yourself emerge from your tent, see your father dead on the ground, and burst into this inferno before you snap out of it. Roll a wisdom save for me. Okay. Roll one more wisdom save.
Oh.
Why you be this way, DM?
Moon's a mysterious thing, my man. You awaken again that gnawing hunger. You're not in a werewolf state, but you... And this is an interesting point of order. Because your hair is fire, you are wreathed in flame. Your arms covered. You're actually, you catch your personal quarters on fire. You're not completely out of control, but you do feel that incredible need to feed. But currently, you are in your quarters and they are ablaze. Ablaze might be a little strong, but...
Whoever's standing guard, poof!
Bam!
What
that's
the
the case. I'm gonna activate my chromatic warding if that's the case.
We'll
I
say
mean,
Ark is out.
surely you can
Ark,
see a
but-
room catching on fire from underneath the door.
Well,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
it. He sees the light, he smells the smoke, he kicks down the door, full chromatic warding, immune to fire damage. You see Josh is there, Z is there. His arms are slightly longer. His face is a little distorted, and he is wreathed in fire. What do you choose to do? Either one of you, Z or Ark.
Still being sort of in control, the first thing I'm going to try to do is put out the flames. So again, I use the cantrip produce flame, but this time for the sake of water, assuming I am in sound mind, and I just attempt to douse the flames in my room so I don't burn the whole ship down.
With the cantrip, it takes a second, because it's not a great amount of water that you're producing. However, within a matter of 30 seconds, you and Ark manage to stamp out the embers. Josh, that gnawing hunger is just... It feels like your stomach is the most hollow it's ever been, and it feels weighted down like lead. You are incredibly hungry. You need to eat.
How are you holding up, man?
I'm hungry.
You're looking a little
Meat.
sketchy, matey.
He fiended.
I need to feed this man.
What do you do about it?
We have to have a galleys.
I was gonna say, I imagine Ark says that to a crew member. We need to feed this man. Surely
Yeah.
someone could go get him.
Bring some salted pork or some shit. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah, I can't imagine we have anything fresh on the boat.
Donkey
Hey, it's a-
is more than happy. Well, we just, thankfully, Chumley just caught a couple of fish the other day, so we just got some fillets right here. Now, if you're not really feeling fish, we do got meat, but it's all going to be salted meat. So you got your salted jerky, you got your salted pork, you got your salted chicken. We do have a few rare, I do have a couple of salted, veal, but, I'm saving that for a special occasion.
May have some of the pork, I guess.
You tear through it. You consume the pork, the beef, the chicken. You eat about a week's worth of rations in minutes. The hunger is still there, but it's beginning to recede. Make another wisdom check with advantage.
How low can you roll?
How low can you roll? roll one more time just to see. Okay. After filling your stomach at least partially, even if it feels still empty, you do gain a little bit more control and feel the flames die down. Feel your limbs readjust to their normal size. And while you didn't fully wolf out, you were in a sort of hybrid state. You're uncomfortable with what happened. You're uncertain of how... You were told by Romulus that you wouldn't change until the full moon. Yet here you are partially changing the night before and feeling compelled to change the day before. And that's very unsettling to you. The rest of the night passes, and it is now the 9th day.
You muted, babe.
The day of the full moon. What do you choose to do to prepare yourself?
Dawn of the final day.
March down to the
Dawn.
I play Hold On by Wilson Phillips.
I mean,
Thinking in
Hold on
Wilson
for
Phillips.
one more day.
if it's time, it's time. We'll lock you down there and we'll all play cards or dice or someone
Do we
up
have
to
enough
Brand how to play.
Food?
Yeah.
I spend the day fishing.
If you ask Donkey, Donkey says, well, we do have quite a bit of, we prepared for a month's journey, and it looks like we're only going to be out here 15 or 20 days, so we've got extra. But, if we do extend our trip, our leave of absence, it will make it a little hard to get everybody fed and, nicely full. You guys can choose to try to reach out to somebody for more information if you would like. You can choose to go ahead and shackle them up and get ready for the rumble, or whatever you choose.
And fish.
We'll call
Yeah,
Nightstone.
Fish with Davos to make sure we got plenty of food for Z before I maybe put a wall of ice in front of his brig.
Sure. Let's have both of you do a survival check. Just see how you boys do fishing.
I used all my good rolls. Oh no!
You never had any
That's
good
pretty
rolls.
good.
22. All right. What do you got, Bergen? Another 22. Y'all are like fish for fish. Like Bergen pulls one out of the water, but Davos is right behind him with another. Davos gets another, and Bergen gets another. In the end, wheel or row, Brandon?
Wheel.
In the end, Brandon ends up getting more fish, but Bergen gets the larger fish, the largest fish between everything I'll catch. So it's kind of tit for tat. But y'all had a good little day fishing with the boys. I like to think that at some point Davos hands Bergen his first beer, and little father-son bonding. All right. Anything else
Oh, the
before
old lady
night
had me
approaches?
gone half a day. She didn't know that meant 12 hours.
Shit.
What do you guys?
We can call Nightstone and try to talk to Romulus if we really wanted to, but there's no really stopping this now besides removing it. So, don't really know how much help he would be.
Yeah, I think we just should prepare for it.
Who thinks he?
What do you think, Josh?
Yeah, I'm down with getting shackled up. I also toss out the idea that, and I would have to run it by you to make sure we can actually even do this, but I do toss out the idea that I don't know, this probably wouldn't even be a good idea. I can technically create a portal between here and Waterdeep in an emergency situation if you guys need to bail. Or if you need to throw me through, although I feel like in wolf form, throwing me through to Waterdeep would just be a larger disaster. So,
Yeah.
Well,
I agree.
So you're talking about the teleportation circle, right?
yes.
The thing about that is you have to be in a sound mind to cast it. You can't prep it before time. As soon as you finish drawing the sigil, it's gone.
That's what I was
So
trying
it's
to
not
figure
something
out
that you
is-
can, yeah. And you can't even like draw 95% of it to where it could just be finished really quickly. After a certain amount of time, the it's part of the casting process is drawing out the circle. So you can't prep it ahead of time. It has to be something you can cast in the moment. It
What I
takes
was
a full
trying to
minute.
look for was the duration of it and then the casting time as well. I was trying to look for it while I was saying it.
I think it's only 6 seconds long. Maybe it's only a minute.
Not teleportation circle. He doesn't have teleport.
That's what I'm saying. It's pretty short.
Yeah.
No, teleportation circle's a minute.
A minute? That's pretty short.
Yeah.
In
Well,
that
yeah,
case,
but he has to be in a sound mind to cast it.
No, I wouldn't.
I mean, his mind might be sound. His body, though, is going through like second puberty.
Yeah,
Well,
so I'm
his-
also kind of hoping that he can maintain control. Maybe we won't even have to do anything, but we'll just have to see. Yeah, so I agree. We lock him up. Me and Art go in the brig with him. Crush stands outside. Davos stands outside. Bergen too if he wants to.
Yeah, I'll
We
hang.
just I guess we all play a game. I don't know.
I
Are we
mean,
gonna try to change
5v1.
Z up? Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
please,
no way he's.
please do chain me up.
Okay, we'll
Yeah.
put him.
Y'all
put him-
do,
put him in manacles.
Y'all do chain Z to the wall. I'll even say y'all double up on the manacles to where there's like he's wearing the manacles of the middle one, but then like the manacle over here and the manacle over here are added on to where he has 2 on each arm.
There is
Just
one
a little
thing,
extra reinforcement.
There is one thing I want to flavor in here, if you don't mind.
Mhm.
I don't know a ton about lycanthropy and how it actually works as far as like I know silver damages them more and things like that. In my inventory, because of my background, I have a silver coin. Could I ask somebody to slide it into one of the manacles to sort of
Sure.
cause me potential pain when I transform, just possibly slow me down or just try to snap me back?
Interesting.
But what
okay,
if
no.
it makes you try to rip even harder to get away?
That's what I was thinking.
Well, that's the thought, so there's 2 ways you can go with it. You can go the way I was hoping and that I would get advantage because I'm feeling this pain and reminding myself that I did that. Or you can give Joey the idea to give me disadvantage because now I'm more angry. I don't know. Whatever you want to do.
Panic.
It'll be one of those wheel or woe things that we roll in the moment. There's no
Can
way
we,
to know how it'll
can we
affect
weld
you.
a pair of silver underwear?
Does anybody have any heat? I'll melt down the silver coin and then I'll turn it into a manacle.
Arch
There
got
we go.
heat.
Art always got heat.
Just do on
Art got more heat than a kitchen in Nolo. You prep yourself. Double manacled, silver coin in place. The crew, very anxious. They've seen you preparing for this, and like some of the crewmen are like, "What the fuck did we sign up for?" Like, you know, I don't mind being on a boat with a bunch of people I don't know, but a werewolf, you know. Okay.
Just motherfucking werewolves or this motherfucking boat.
You guys play a few rounds of rollies. For the shit of it, everybody roll 2d6. We'll see who gets
God.
doubles or doubled. No cheating dice, because they
Wait.
know you have them, Brendan.
Damn it.
Is it possible? Is it possible to play what the fuck is up with that instead?
Dude,
You
freaking
could
feast
teach
for
that, yeah.
famine.
Well, let's see how this goes. Looks like Z's got the high roll, which is funny because like he was manacled, so it's almost like Jumanji where they have to hand them the dice so he can like throw it. He spits them onto the board. Z, it looks like it's your lucky night. Maybe that's a good sign.
What do I win? The best rolls I'm gonna have all night, right there, folks.
Goldburn, you can initiate a round of what the fuck is up with that. For those of you who don't know, this is a getting to know you game that is fun in the regard that you could just ask somebody something that might be insensitive, might be rude, might be something that they're wanting to conceal, but it's a good time just to get your curiosity and your answers as well as you can. So
Drinking game, yeah.
yeah, what's going to happen is Goldbrand is going to ask somebody a question. And then when they finish, they're going to ask somebody else a question until we make it through all 6. Doesn't have to be super deep, but the more intriguing or the more into their backstory or something unknown or something you don't know about them per se, the funner it is. So, Devin, start us off.
Did you just say?
And this is character,
Alright,
right? Not real life.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I can't get over Joey saying funner. I about come through the screen. At
Oh,
you.
more fun. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Goldbrand wants to look at Z while he's all shackled. He'll say, how would he describe her? The creepy ones that you knew before you found us. She asked for a word with you at Nightstone. A month or some, yes, some times ago. What the fuck
The
was that
creepy
about?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna say that part of the reason that I set out on this journey was to figure out where my powers came from, because I was just a normal little fire ganassi, until I wasn't. And she took me aside and explained to me that I had something inside of me I was not aware of. And that actually made me who I am today, because I was not aware that I could take in, adopt, use spirits of the dead, I assume, to help me in my journey.
Yeah, at some point.
So
I would ask another question, but that's not how this game works.
I mean, if you want to, I'll allow you a follow-up. A single follow-up.
Use spirits? As in you can control them?
No, as in I home them, and I'm still not unsure if my mission is to help them find the other side of their journey, or to help them fulfill some task that they had set out to fulfill before they died.
You said home them with an M, right? Not hone them?
Yeah,
with an N?
home with an M, as in I am their house.
Alright, that was my one follow-up. Now you get to
Okay.
what the fuck
Josh.
what's up with that, somebody?
Yeah. Ask somebody else a question, end it with what the fuck is up with that?
Dang, that's hard.
It is on the spot, yeah.
It is hard.
So what we're gonna do. I'm going to say, hey, Bergen, the rest of us were cool and hanging out and got tattoos, and you seemed like you were very, very against that for reasons I don't understand. What the fuck is up with that?
Well, I don't revel in the violence. I strown about the land with you fine folks. I don't abhor it either, but I do what I must do for the big guy upstairs. And yeah, I don't just want to like wear it like a sleeve, like a badge, like all the yeah. I like to do the other thing
Carnage.
instead. But like I said, I do what I must, and that's all just really collateral damage.
So what I'm
Almost
hearing
like-
is we can get you a little. Is it a hammer or a shield for Helm? We can get you a little gauntlets
It's
for
the gauntlet.
every life you save.
Yeah, we could do that. Little heart or
Oh.
something.
It's like the Legend of Zelda hearts.
You know, probably that.
That's what I pictured.
You have like 30 of them by now, for real. Fuck.
A whole lot.
Big diamond, like special ones for revives.
Oh yes, because they do
That's
cost a
fair.
diamond.
I just
Well,
nod.
Brent tried to sell you on tattoos.
I just nod and kind of look, and I'm introspective, and I remember that like as my character started out on this journey, I had a very similar stance, and that only kill when absolutely necessary.
Yeah, he did.
And I just I say, that's interesting. I understand. Sometimes things change people. I'm glad to see that they didn't change you.
Oh, word. Thank you.
Very nice.
What's that?
Bergen, why don't you ask one of the other members of the crew a question? What the fuck is up with that?
Oh yeah.
It's hard, I know.
Goldbrand. Why so many kids? What up with that?
Good question.
And like what's your relationship like with the kids, if any?
Man couldn't pull out of the driveway.
Well, it depends if they were returned to the tribes or not. I don't know. There's nothing common in my tribes.
Yeah.
All of the warriors have multiple children. If they can make it back to the tribes, most of the time relationships are amicable. Sometimes there are not, but when you are left to live with a bunch of barbarians in the woods, you learn to get along pretty quick.
Follow-up question?
Yeah, you're welcome to one follow-up.
Has your relationship with Gideon changed any of that perspective of like your traditional?
Hands off, kind of takes a village, parenting style. I don't know.
All I can think of is Devin was 100% ready to kill Gideon when he came back.
Yeah,
He wasn't even like, let's
so-
save him. Like, let's kill him.
It's
True.
Goldbrand is pretty old. Like I don't think so. Gideon is his like what? I don't think we ever put a big number on it, but probably 9th or 10th kid. Like
I'd say you're in double digits by now.
you know, from Goldbrand's perspective, but there's a lot of weird shit that's happened with Gideon. It's been a wild fucking ride with this one. I've never been so involved with a fucking child's life, and I don't know that ever will be again if they're all like this. But not particularly. The tribe is large right now, so we are safe. My offspring are not any better than any of the others that prove their worths. Uthgarth is to rank them, not me.
Words.
Excellent. Since we already went to Goldbrand, I will allow Davos, Pandora, or Ark to ask one of the other three of you a what the fuck is up with that question.
Davos, what's the craziest place you've ever had sex? What the fuck's up with that?
With
I was gonna ask a similar question.
Instinctively, I just want to say your mom's house, but
Oh,
Very barred.
that's acceptable.
Take 6 points of psychic damage.
the craziest place, probably it wasn't sex. It was just a makeout. Would we count the chamber of the what's the name? Not Waterdeep. Was it Waterdeep?
Oh, Daggerford?
Daggerford.
When you kiss a
Throne
succubus?
room. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Davos was seduced by a succubus who was macking on him. And tried to drain his life force. He resisted, granted. But no, his girlfriend his girlfriend Helena was not very happy when he got back to town.
That was before I had a boat full of semen.
Oh,
God. Oof. All right, Davos. Ask, if you can, Pandora a what the fuck is up with that question. I know
So
that's
many
kinda difficult,
appropriate cat comments. God, that sandpaper tongue. What the fuck is up with that?
It makes for easy cleaning, and it's ribbed for her pleasure. Okay.
Wait? For her?
Also, could have also accepted what that mouth.
Question.
don't ask questions you don't want an answer to.
I think Davos very much wants the answer to these questions, actually.
Davos, I charge for lessons. Okay.
I'm fresh out of money.
Wait, did you just fucking... Did you... Well, wait, did you just fucking milkshake him? I can teach you, but I'd have to charge.
But it brings all the girls to the yard, though?
I mean, apparently it does.
It just brings everybody to the yard.
Everybody want to pet the pussy. That's just,
Jesus.
a
I
fact
hate
of it.
them.
How it is.
I'm gonna leave this campaign immediately.
Oh god, we are pushing that envelope on what we can say on YouTube. All right, Barb, go ahead, and I know you know everything about Ark, but maybe there's something you want to share, or something that's changed in the recent past, or maybe something that you'd like to ask him maybe about the Crimson Inferno, because there was a life Ark had before you. So if you would like to ask anything, you're welcome to.
Let's see. So you had a pretty sweet-ass dragon crew, and now you're here with a bunch of misfits led by a giant cat. What the fuck is up with that?
Well, among the crew of the Crimson Inferno, it is popular tradition for the best fighters to go out into the world and become their own captain.
So
And
you're
that's
after
kinda
my
what
job.
No, well, not really. I mean, I'm already a pirate lord. I'm doing okay. I've already
Seems
found
kind
fame
of
and fortune.
backwards.
Fair.
Like, why would they send the best out? Because then you're just constantly weakening the crew.
It makes the other one step up.
And you make strong allies that way.
It's
Yeah,
true.
you make strong allies. By the way, I'm Harvey. I've been here the whole time. They are a very strange bunch.
It's like after Arcanox left, that's Kyrax, the ambitious kind of guy. He's the one that took over Arcanox's role. So he became the best fighter. I
Makes
don't know.
sense.
We're backwards dragon people. We live on a turtle.
It's pretty
That
rad.
is pretty sweet.
In the water, as dragon people. with fire.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I realized on the listen through I didn't mention this when Snapmaw, the dragon turtle, began to descend again. You saw as the water sort of rushed up to the hull and domed around it. The dragon turtle actually uses control water to make the ship effectively a submarine, which is pretty fucking neat. You've all had a round of what the fuck is up with that. Josh, you catch just a glimpse through the porthole. Barred portholes for your brig. You catch a glimpse of the moon beginning to rise, and you feel that instinctual hunger taking root again in your stomach. Make a wisdom save for me.
Perkin, get the fish.
Engage fist stuff.
A 20 was literally... I noticed earlier your save is +0. A 20 is the DC that you needed.
my
You
God.
could not roll anything else
No shot.
to hold this in.
Dang.
You watch as he his limbs begin to tear and pull against the chains. The coin along his wrist begins to smoke. You see his face begins to elongate. His jaw disconnects and stretches out. His eyes go feral. His hair begins to burst into flames across his body. But before he gets a little further than the hybrid form he was in yesterday. Before, again, that... In fact, Z, what runs through your mind? What do you anchor yourself to for that modicum of control?
I think what I'm thinking about in that moment is there's like a slight moment of panic as I think about the fact that I originally kept this and took it on, thinking that I could contain another spirit, and now I'm afraid that the spirit might take over and sort of quench the spirits or the lives of the other ones that are within me, like my family, all the people I just recently met, all of the elementals that now reside in me. And I fight with everything I have in that brief moment of sort of clarity, hoping that this wolf will not be what extinguishes them and takes over permanently.
Fantastic. And you do feel, now that you've become more in tune with the elemental forces, you feel more, the spirits within you are more like passive thoughts in the back of your head. You can communicate with them pretty much at will, or get a sense of what they're feeling at least. And as you feel this taking over, you feel your family's fear. That same fear of this same wolf that came and led the forces to your village. You feel the dread that weighs within them. You feel the other spirits, a concern for not only the vessel which houses them, but for you personally. The spirit of the wind, Florence, are both concerned for your well-being, as well as they are the hope that you bring of them being released one day. And that combined fear and anxiety and dread anchors you to the point to where you do regain that control. You see as the limbs begin to snap back into place, a very uncomfortable process to witness. The flames along his body begin to recede a bit. And within a matter of minutes, Z has returned to his normal state. Remarkably zen, if not a little panicked. Much less than you'd perhaps expect him to be. If anyone would like to say anything.
Good job, buddy.
I'm still just kind of in
It's
side
only-
stance.
It's only Urk and Goldburn in there, huh?
I think you're all still in there. I'm thinking that the what the fuck is up with that kind of bled over into this.
In my mind, they're all peeking from the stairs down to like the brig, like trying to see how it plays out, and Ark and Goldbrand is standing there ready to fight.
So you two are down in the brig with him, and
Accurate.
everybody else is looking from the porthole on the top, or the trapdoor.
But he's not like
Excellent,
struggling
excellent.
against the chains or anything like that right now.
He did for a moment, but it seems
Oh.
like he has maintained control.
And he looks normal.
I was looking
Well,
for a
that
grip
was-
for a second there.
That was vaguely
Very
anticlimactic.
impressive.
No.
Really?
I
Kinda
look around and
grateful
I'm like, for a second, I thought I was gonna turn into the wolf as well, and I agree, it was anticlimactic.
It's much better this ways. do you
Better
think
than
we can let you
climax.
go?
What's up? Did he go all Duran in there or what?
Oh no.
And I'm hungry like the wolf. I hate you. Oh god. I will tell you, since you passed this, the last time I had talked to Josh, he was planning on getting rid of this. I imagine yesterday, actually, Bergen would have cast Remove Curse on you. You would have still had your nightmare. You would have found out, eventually, through Cannith specifically, that your spirit is the alpha of the tribe. It is not subject to the same rules, and as such has a much more complicated ritual to be removed. So I was expecting something much more climactic, but you know what? I am more than happy with a nat 20 to maintain control. That is,
Oh, yeah.
that's fantastic. Like, a 5% chance.
Does that mean
Can't
he can do
believe
it well
5%.
now?
A DC
Not
of 20.
necessarily.
That's
A DC
impossible.
of 20.
I can't believe it.
It's like literally like earlier I saw it and I was like, oh fuck, I made this harder than I thought, because I thought you at least had a +1 or 2, and I'm like, he has like a 10 to 15% chance, but no, bravo, dude.
Well, if you think you're done with that, we'll let you
excellent.
out for the night.
Yeah, I think we did it. I think it's over. And I look at Gold.
Goldrath
guys-
wants to give him like a flare chop. Just 1 point of damage. Just you know what flare chop is? You smack someone on the
Pop,
chest. Yeah. Like this. Just pop.
Like I said, like
Yeah.
a celebratory, like the
It
butt
hurts
slap
like
in
not
the game.
like
Honestly, he's checking to make sure he's not gonna go berserk if something hits him.
No, okay,
Right.
so in that context, in that moment, then I kind of cower down and I'm like, "Hey, dude, you're so strong. What the heck is wrong with you?"
That's an unarmed strike from Goldbrain is still a few points of damage. Fantastic. You guys unmanacle Josh. You guys enjoy your meal. And as the second hour approaches, Josh, make a wisdom save. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I was
Oh,
rolling it,
God.
man.
So was
Make
it
you
was
roll
it
8
coin?
fucking nat 20s. The coin had no real effect. Truth be told, it's not that silver does more damage to werewolves, it's that they resist non-silver damage. So if I strike you with a longsword, if it's made of steel, it's only going to do half damage. If I strike you with a silver sword, it does the normal amount of damage. It's not that silver does extra, it's just that silver's the one thing he doesn't truly resist. That and magic.
It's still considered that a
Bravo.
lucky coin.
I would hold on to that. How funny, the random trinket you rolled at the fucking beginning of this just
Yeah.
happens to be,
It's-
silver,
it's-
which...
It's like the one I can't remember what the heck it's literally my the background of my character that I chose that gives me like eyes of the dark and everything. Just happened to have one. The only inventory item you got was I could choose 1 silver coin or a pair of leather boots. I just chose a silver coin. It's like, why not? It's cool.
Who would choose boots?
Exactly. I don't even think boots are an item in game. Like, you don't buy boots at an armor shop. Like, I don't know. That's weird. Fantastic. Well, as that's over, and things are gonna turn south fairly quickly,
Oh god.
Break?
let's go ahead and take a break. We'll meet back in 5 to 10. It's 11:07 now, so about 11:15, 11:17.
Okie dokie.
Where?
Yeah. Welcome back, you filthy bastards.
Hey, man,
Change.
that robe is sick, dude.
My Legend of Zelda robe? No, I love it. It's got the Hylian shield in the back. Oh, I don't know if you can see it if I do that. Hylian shield in the back.
That's so
Just
cool.
fly. Oh yeah, I'm about it. My wife got me this for like our first Christmas together, and she got me this shirt for this Christmas together. So, and I think these Ravenclaw pants are from last Christmas too. I just like comfy shit.
I've never
Comfy, nerdy shit.
I've never been as proud of my kids as I was today when we were in Barnes and Noble. Or, no, Books A Million. I always get them mixed up. And there was like a tub full of plushies. And my son ran up and found like a chain chomp from Mario and was like, "Look, Dad, it's chain chomp," and he's 4. And I was like, "Man, that's super cool."
Yeah.
And then he found like a little Zelda thing that had like a Hylian shield, and he was like, "Dad, what's this called again? I know it's from Zelda." And I was like, "Boy, you're making me
My
so
boy.
proud right now."
Yeah, I feel you. My son I gave him his first Transformer. It's a little tiny Megatron. It turns into a tank. He doesn't know how to really do it, but I do it for him. But he surprised me the other day when a commercial came on. I loved Transformers as a kid. The animated show. I don't really care much for the movies.
The show was awesome. The toys were cool.
Yeah, the show was great.
It was all cool.
Yeah. But so we see the preview for the new one, the Beast Wars, and he goes, "Dad, that's Jet Jaguar," and I'm like, "Yes, it is, my boy. You're absolutely right."
Listen, I gotta brag on my son for who got this Mothra that he begged for.
Oh yeah, he did.
That's cool.
That's adorable.
Isn't it? And
Don't
it's
let
so
Atticus
fuzzy.
see that.
Look
If
at
Atticus
the-
sees that, he'll need it. He has 12 different Godzillas, or 11 Godzillas and a King Kong. It's insane.
Just impeccable taste amongst our children.
You're right.
I don't
though.
know if I've owned 11 Godzilla things in my whole life.
Me neither. I don't even know. Like, he's like, this one's Shin Godzilla, this is regular Godzilla, this is Mecha Godzilla, this is Earth Godzilla, and I'm like, I don't even know half of these. Like, fuck. Shin Godzilla isn't Godzilla? What?
I'm just waiting to see how many twists it takes to Joey to get that bottle open.
This was round 3, and it finally got it.
17. My daughter ran up, and the first thing she saw was like a plushy pillow of Bakugo, and she has no clue who he is. But she said that he was super cute and gave him a big hug, and I was like, "Hey, you're 6. No,
Her
go
first
back to your room."
husbando.
So fluffy!
Bakugo from My Hero Academia?
hmm
Nice.
By the way, Lauren gives me crap, but I like all of the random characters. I like Inosuke. I love Bakugo even before he like sort of was redeemed Bakugo, like a good
That's
dude.
But
Leon's
Bakugo was always
favorite
the coolest.
character, obviously.
Lord Explosion Murders.
Yeah, I mean, well, Lauren says the reason I like Bakugo is because that him and Inosuke remind me of my daughter because she's just like a ball of
Inosuke.
chaos, just nonstop swinging around, like hurting random people and being insane. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Sounds about right.
Feel that though. For me, the My Hero dude, the Raven that had like shadow control or something. I've only seen like the first 2 or 3 seasons.
Yeah, Tsukiyami.
Tokiyami. Tokiyami.
He was pretty cool. Todoroki was pretty cool. I'm looking at the cast now to see. I haven't seen the show in a hot minute, but
Oh, my boy Lemillion.
Yeah, Lauren,
oh yeah.
Lauren really
Someone
likes.
told me that I reminded them of Hawk, and I was just like,
Fox
You do, you do.
favorite.
You do.
I'm like totally about that. Fantastic.
Hakalugi,
All right.
maybe. That's
All
about
right,
it.
anyway, Lauren really likes Sun Eater because he's like super emo and also has a lot of power.
You're right though. Sun Eater.
I'm not gonna lie, I've never watched a single moment, so this is all going all over my head.
Of any anime, you're banned.
No. I've seen some anime, just no My Hero Academia.
It's pretty good, honestly, for like
It is.
modern
Yeah.
shonens.
Yeah, I've only
Mm.
seen 2 seasons, but it's pretty good.
It
What
gets
I saw.
better. It gets better as it goes on.
My brother made me
Before
watch.
this,
Let's see, it was Food Wars,
Oh
and
man.
I forget the Japanese name for it. And what was the other one? What's the big one? Demon
Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer, yeah,
Yeah.
with Inosuke, yeah.
I've not seen Demon Slayer, but Food
I
Wars is not
haven't
a good.
finished it.
Food
think-
Wars is not a good representation of quality anime.
No, it's not.
You know what,
It's
like,
really
I
bad.
feel like
Full
it
Metal
is.
Alchemist. Just start with Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah.
That was my introduction.
That's what
Go
I
for it.
tell everybody. I'm like, that's the best anime. You start with the best.
FMA, Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah. Samurai Champloo.
Trigun.
You know.
Same
It's
time.
only
Right.
6,000
If
episodes.
you
or
really want to
something.
fuck with somebody, you start with Fooly Cooly.
Evangelion.
So if you really want to fuck with someone, you recommend was that Baku no Piku or whatever?
Oh god.
No Pico. I don't know if I know that one.
No,
Go no Piku.
it's bad. Don't look it
Oh,
up.
I've gotta look at it.
God,
I
don't
mean,
look it
I
up.
watched
There's
Dragon
like a
Ball Z
meme
way back in the
before
day
the
when that
meme.
was
Look it
all
up.
we had.
Oh,
Boku
God,
no
looking
Piku.
it up.
BONO.
It's like
I just-
BOKO.
What? I feel like I'm gonna get flagged for searching this.
Oh, you're on a
Jesus.
watch list now. You're on a watch list.
I mean, I was on several watch lists before, but you know, one
See,
more.
that's-
You can never be on
That's
enough.
the joke. Anytime someone new's like, "Hey, I've never watched anime. Which one should I like watch?" and everybody's like, "Boku no Piku."
My favorite dicey suggestion is
monster.
Durin Logon because
Yeah.
it takes a complete and total shift halfway
Really?
through, and it's got like a ton of random femboys and stuff.
It's
Look, that's
super
definitely
simple
one of my
at
all-time
first.
favorites.
Like the
Make 'em
further you
on
get into
JoJo.
it, the more serious it gets. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a rough
very-
start.
Yeah, it's a little cringy at first, but
Interesting.
Just start with
It's
JoJo.
so
Seriously.
fucking good.
What's the one with this is an old Toonami one? Guy with a baseball bat on rollerblades was just
Paranoia
fucking
Agent.
people up.
Paranoia Agent.
Oh
That
my
one fucking
god!
ruled.
I saw that when I was like 12 or 13. I'm like, what the
Dude,
fuck
I
is
made
going
Ben
on?
watch it like what was that last year? Because that's one of my
Yeah,
favorites.
yeah.
not- it's-
We binged
it's
the whole
good.
thing. It's amazing.
like it's a masterclass in suspense, but like it's super unsettling. Before this turns into an all-out anime discussion,
Yeah, let's go.
we'll pick back up with where we were.
Yeah,
Fantastic. So, excellent. So, oh well, I don't get to do that because y'all didn't do the thing. Okay. All right. The following day, after a surprisingly restful night of sleep, Josh. In fact, this is the first night since you've been infected that you have not had nightmares. Perhaps it is the control you've exuded over the beast. Perhaps it is the feeling of being capable of holding it at bay, even under the most pressing conditions. But you are awakened very refreshed. It is a dreary day, constant rain, not absolutely pouring to the effect where it makes it difficult, but it's dreary and dull, and everyone's kind of a little miserable. At some point, Don K comes up to you, Captain Siren's Bane, and says, "Hey, Captain, I gotta talk to you about something. I don't mean to rat anybody out, but I think somebody's sneaking food. You know, not a whole lot, you know, nothing that's gonna stop us out or anything, but there is a possibility that we might have a stowaway aboard.
Oh.
30 lashes.
I'd be more than happy to do that, but you gotta find him first.
No way. They're
Don
not
K's-
tolerated.
Don K seems to believe there's an extra head on your ship somewhere.
Oof, we need to find that real fast because it might not be a welcome
that's
head.
Not,
Yeah, let's
that's
do
not
that.
from Z eating a week's worth of rations, though, huh?
Don goes, no, I accounted for that. I saw you guys in here tearing through stuff, and you did set us back a little bit, but nothing that was too bad. Although you did eat one of my lamb chops that I was saving for a special date with a special someone, and I will not forgive you for that.
You said it was
so,
veal.
you know.
You said the lamb chops were good. It was the
I
veal
said
you
that
were
was for a
saving.
special occasion.
You said the veal was for the special occasion.
Especially
I guess there's no special. I guess there's no more special occasion than a full moon for a werewolf. So all right, I'll let you off the hook this time. But
I don't know.
y'all do need to figure out where the stowaway is and get him out of my fucking food stores, or at least let me know who he is so we can account for it.
right.
Did we
right.
check the sex room?
Oh my god.
To the
I'll check
sex
for this.
room.
The six of you can try to describe a place of the ship that you would like to check. I know where this character is hiding. You guys can search for them, and if you pick the spot, you find them. If not, we'll do perception investigation checks and see if you guys find them there.
Oh.
So, Pandora, where do you search on your ship?
Let's see. They're probably gonna hide somewhere like below deck, I would think, to try and not be seen.
I don't know. Pull a rope or something.
Yeah, like I'd say
Just a spool of rope.
I want to
Yeah,
wait.
I mean.
Can I just wait in
Just
food stores and be stealthy in the food stores and just kind of sit there?
We could say you could stake it out. But since that is a long process, where do the rest of you look?
Yeah, spools of
That's actually
rope,
gonna be
barrels of
mine.
apples.
Okay.
Is there a,
Devos, what'd you say?
Oh, that's where I was gonna say where the actual food is being stored, but since she said that, I'll
mean,
say
is-
captain's chambers.
Devos is using your distraction, Pandora, as an opportunity to root through your stuff.
Oh wait, if I find anything misplaced, he's gonna feel it. Don't worry.
Yeah, you go into the quarters, and it's kind of threadbare at this point. It has just the bare necessities. There is the immense cask of endless whiskey that you guys have been making use of. You do not see a stowaway. Devin, Zarok.
Is cargo separate from food? I think Goldbrand, not knowing anything about ships, would pick the biggest room that he is aware of.
Not a lot of the rooms are very big per se. In fact, the captain's quarters might be the biggest single room on the ship.
Goldbrand checks the
But there
outside
are
of
a few.
the whole.
There are. You check the outside of the ship. Okay. How do you do that? You just look over the edge? Like, what do you do to...
Transforms into a pterodactyl.
Well, I was gonna say I might turn into something
You
to swim.
can. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you shift to?
Has he seen sharks before?
You saw sharks just the other day. Steve Cameron, do you not remember that butte we saw? The 12-foot tiger shark, 600 pounds, 3 rows of regenerating teeth.
Goldburn climbs
What,
all the way
yes.
up to the crow's nest to jump off of it, and jumps into the water and like wild shapes as he hits the water.
Roll a dex save for this masterful display. Or excuse me, not a dex save. Roll an acrobatics check. Not athletics, acrobatics.
And as I look at
Please
it, I'm
tell
like,
me he hits his head on like the stern.
you guys are
Something.
worried about me turning into a wolf.
Belly flop.
You do catch the side of the ship on the way down. You
Yes.
you take.
Please tell me I
mean,
saw it.
Yes, everyone saw it. Everyone saw it. I mean, crow's nest is probably 20, 30 feet up. You take 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
I just
Um,
Geronimo.
Joanna, oh no! You do make it into the water, shift, and do a bit of a search around. Make a perception check for me, with advantage.
This is mine, right? Because of wild shape, not the sharks.
Yes, your mental stats are the same.
Ooh.
26, excellent. You notice on the rear of the ship, underneath the captain's quarters, there is a hammock hung up.
Oh, damn.
To where underneath in such a way where it wouldn't be seen from the sides of the ship, even if you were to look back. And there seems to be something in it.
Get him! Get him! Bite him
What
in
is
the butt.
I'm going to investigate, I guess. I just look like a shark.
Wait,
I ain't gonna be
mean,
like gunning for him, but I'm
you're not outside the ship. Like you're outside the ship, but it's in the
Yeah.
ship, right?
No, it's
We're
hanging off the back
underneath
of the ship.
Yeah.
Maniac.
So, like, you know how the captain's quarter hangs off the rear of the ship a little bit? He's basically right there above where the stern and the, I forget what the steery thing is called, but that
The
thing,
rudder.
rudder.
Oh,
You know,
he's up
I'm-
above the rudder.
I'm gonna tell you, Z
Yes.
knows nothing about a ship. He's been on a ship 2 times. Once with Pandora, and then again with Pandora.
It's the only experience
Accurate.
you need, buddy.
Goldburn will
Yeah,
make
that's
his
like
way make his way back topside and relay what he saw to the group.
Well, how do we get to that?
I think we
I
lean
don't
over the
know.
railing and talk.
Rappel down.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
was
a
it
SWAT
like a
team.
small creature? Was it a humanoid?
He couldn't really see, with your perception check being a 26, not a big creature.
Cut the ropes and let it go. Let it sink.
I wonder if it's
I
that.
mean,
I
wanna
wonder if
check it
it's that fucking lizard man's that helped us.
Oh,
Get
that's
our
kind of what I
stuff onto
thought
the
too
boat.
for a second.
Yeah.
I
It
don't know
better not.
why.
Freeloader.
I want to see who. I want to go see who it is. I'll
If
go
it is him,
confront
Okay,
he can help us.
How do you get over there, Ark?
Don't murder him.
Should we just
I'm gonna
wait
I'm
for
gonna
him?
tie a rope. I don't know. I'm gonna tie a rope to the back of the ship and just rappel down.
We have a rope of climbing. I think you could use that.
Excellent.
We do.
Yeah.
You propel down, and you see a figure sleeping within a hammock. Make a perception check for me.
There you are. 22.
22. You know this figure.
Oh no.
It is a small, golden-scaled dragonborn, young volcano.
Oh, God.
Damn young volcano!
He
Kick him
stirs up
away.
Ark, it's excuse me, Mr. Red Death, sir. I thought that you. Okay, you headed out and had this wonderful adventure and met all these cool people and did all these cool things and I wanted to do fun stuff like that and I figured if I tagged along that no one would notice.
You
He
could have
kinda,
just asked.
sheepishly
Me.
thinks.
You could have just asked. You know the penalty for stowaways, young volcano. Like if I didn't know you so well, I'd have you flogged right now.
he like shrinks a little bit and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I just thought that if I went along with you, I would fight incredible monsters and terrifying things at sea and even go on land. I mean, I've been raised all my life on Snapmaw, and while that's great, I want to see the rest of the world. I want to see land. You know, that's not a couple of miles and then more water."
I can appreciate the ambition. But all right, boy, let's go get topside. I like kind of grab him by the collar and climb back
throw him
up.
onto the
All
deck.
right, but we gotta haze him now.
You
Yeah.
guys see this young gold dragonborn plop down unceremoniously.
Entirely based on Atreus from God of War, by the way. Just the little bow kid.
He sort of smiles sheepishly at all of you, and he goes, "I'm your new cabin boy." And Norin Drago, who is previously the youngest member of the ship, like up in the crow's nest, like, "Oh, fucking finally, okay, goddamn."
Yeah. I heard that.
I like to think he hid his race car toys so that way he doesn't have to share them. Obviously,
Norin, young volcano.
Norin. Obviously not the race car, but I don't know, a little green dragon or something.
Yeah, he's got like a little dragon toy, a little, hanging on to some of his childhood shit. You guys have a new member of your crew. If you choose to. You could choose to return him to the Crimson Inferno, but you know that they are some days away.
Is that code
While
for hell?
the depletion of resources isn't ideal, Young Volcano has proved his mettle once or twice. He's not totally.
Yeah, I'm not completely useless.
I think I can actually make
Not
foods
totally.
if we begin to run out. I think I can actually make foods. Not
Well, and
food, but something to put in our stomachs.
yeah, and Donkey explained, it's you guys aren't like at the brink of starvation by any means. You'll make it back to shore as long as y'all, head back within the next 10 days or so. And you imagine you will, because either you'll find the Kraken, succeed, and come back to shore, or the world will flood and you'll be fucked anyway. So
Oh well.
I think you're alright.
I want to fuck with him though.
No, fuck
Oh,
with him,
yeah?
Mark. Go for it. That's what he's there for.
I walk over
You
and
know,
be like,
just
hey,
like-
kid.
Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, we have enough food. We'll make it work." Blah blah blah. Like it won't be any issue at all. And like, kind of privately, I'll go up. Yeah, I knew this one story where the last time they ran out of food, they just took on like the youngest, most recent crew member and chopped him up, and that's why the food's not going to be an issue.
No, yeah, I knew of a vessel. Harvey, yeah, I knew of a vessel where they actually had a special name for the youngest member of the crew. They called him Squid. I think that ship was the Rocket Power, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh.
And yeah, they would
swear
tear him to shreds and
to
make
God.
calamari.
Blasting off again.
No.
Blasting off again. Accurate. Oh no, I lost a D6. Oh well.
Fun.
All right.
We actually used to just eat and give the children's in the tribes that could not perform their jobs.
He goes, no, I can work. I can help with chumming the waters, and I can help with rigging, and I can help with just keeping the place nice and tidy, and I can help look out. I can and he just goes through a list of. He's been on a vessel most of his life, and has a bit of sailing expertise, probably more than you, Goldbrand. To be fair.
Oh.
This is his seventh day on a boat. This is his 7th year on a boat.
Who's
Yeah.
going strong? He can do
He's
anything.
experienced.
Anybody
You're
who's
right.
strong can find a job.
I just
He goes,
imagine Goldbrand
Actually-
like picks up a piece of wood and snaps it in half, and he's like, "Witness."
the kid goes, oh, well, I'm pretty strong. I've got the blood of dragons in me. I'm stronger than you. He wants to arm wrestle you. Roll a strength check.
Goldbrand?
Just flat
No.
strength. Wants to arm wrestle Goldbrand. I'll roll this in chat. He gets just a strength check. He gets a +1.
I mean, Goldbrand knows that Ark is strong, so he's like, okay, your Arks is very strong.
Shit.
He holds out surprisingly well. Like at first, it's like when Pandora as captain, as the judge says go, like you don't move quite right away, and you feel him. He's got a bit of strength behind him. A working lad who's been on a vessel all his life, but no match for a Goliath.
Also probably like almost adult sized as a child because he's a fucking dragonborn.
Yeah, he's probably pushing 5, maybe 5.5 feet. He's getting there. Definitely looks a lot looks a lot taller than Gideon did at that age. But fantastic. You guys have your new stowaway. Also,
When
since
we
it was so
find out
rainy,
he's really one of Goldbrand's offspring.
Goldbrand once got very brave and fucked a dragon.
Donkey.
Well, we know
It's
he
funny-
couldn't kill one.
It's rumored that Donkey is wife is a
Robbie.
dragon.
Donkey goes, oh no, I've romanced a few dragons in my time. There's no mistake about that. Granted, they were polymorph at the time, but that just seems easier for everybody. Then again, so was I. They were a dragon, I was a donkey. It's just birds and the bees kind of thing.
You just see me in the back, like
trying to work that out mathematically. Me after watching Shrek 2, like what the fuck? You guys do complete day 10, rain, stow away, and go on to
Episode title?
day 11.
Can I chat with Florence and be like, hey, you seen a weird ship with an octopus on it? Like, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how we can get there faster.
Sure. Florence comes to you. I'm gonna roll a die for this. It's not gonna be a wheel or woe. I'm gonna say that this is she has to beat an 18 because this is a very specific vessel. She shakes her head. No, unfortunately, it had been quite a few days without any vessels passing before you came by. I'm sorry, I cannot be of assistance.
Sure, I'd say it's fine. Thanks for helping anyway.
She, anytime, and she smiles that jagged, sharp, black teeth grin. On day 11, you guys are beginning to feel nervous. You know that it's 2 days before the Feast of the Moon, and you're gaining the sense that trying to find a moving ship in the middle of a region of the sea, not even given us, the area you're searching is hundreds of square miles, and you're starting to feel that this might be an impossible endeavor. But late in the afternoon, Avalon cries out that she sees a fire. And sure enough, some distance away, you see a small island with a fire along the beach, casting an odd glow on the tropical forest behind it. And there seem to be two figures behind the fire, waving their arms wildly.
Do we pick up stowaways, or castaways? What's it called?
Castaways, in this case.
Go over
could
what
be
it is anyway.
mutiny or people who walk the plank.
mean,
It could be dangerous.
I'm not one to really pick up stowaways, but I also believe in group democracy.
Harvey looks through the spyglass at them and says, could be castaways, shipwreck survivors, bandits setting a trap. There's really no way to be sure.
I'm gravitating toward trap.
How many
Should
are
we
That's
take
just
our
coming from a
mounts
pirate, but
and go check them out, talk to them before taking the whole ship?
I'm
yeah,
definitely
just shout,
thinking
good
we
idea.
shout,
should
shout to
look.
him.
Yeah, I think Brandon or Davos is the best
Yeah.
idea for, we can go without endangering a ship.
I can get
Use
pretty
the
high.
mountains.
Same. You guys
Jesus.
take your respective mounts. And actually, Goldwyn, you don't have Hugin with you. But since the mounts are large creatures, I'll say with a little bit of effort, they can carry an extra person. We'll
He can
say...
wild shape. into a flying
that's
shark.
the point, Davos. Thank
That's
you.
the other
a
thing I was
flying
going to start doing. I was going to start
Sharknado.
wild camping into the Pteranodon, the Pterodon, to start
Pterodon,
looking
yeah.
for the boat. But I could also
Yeah,
do that.
you can
carry
certainly do that.
someone if we need to.
I'll get up. Fix it.
You are big boy, and you guys go investigate. And Pandora and Ark, as you draw closer, you see two distinct figures. Again, it is late afternoon, evening, so you're catching their features by the firelight. You see a tall furbolg, almost 8 feet, shaggy yellow fur across his whole body, and a mop of blonde bangs that hang in his face. His clothes are faded and threadbare, his armor is dry and cracked, and there's a wooden club, seems to be fashioned from driftwood, probably once he got to the island, that sits at his side. There's also a muscular half-orc woman. Though visibly thinned, she has red hair and tight braids that are pulled up to her head. Her paltry clothes are also torn and faded. A studded leather belt hangs at her hips and holds 2 rusted scimitars at her side. And you two, Pandora and Ark, recognize these as members of your former crew. This is Jesse, the furbolg, and Raisha, the half-orc.
Oh.
2 members that apparently survived your vessel sinking.
Well,
Any
then
proceed?
obviously, let's go meet them.
Yeah, you know.
You guys come to the beach with, again, a whirlwind, a pterodon, a pegasus, a wyvern, a sphinx, a griffin. You know, a very impressive show of force. Like an entire squadron has arrived.
They should be used to that kind of entrance from us then. So.
Oh, yeah.
Like they don't realize it's you at first until you guys get fairly close, because they've never seen the wyvern and the sphinx that you guys are on. But as you do, they are overjoyed. Raisha rushes to you, Pandora, and goes and clasps you on the arm and says, "Oh, Captain Siren's Bane, thank fucking God! Oh no, we've been here for months since the ship sunk, which you know was almost a year ago."
Oh yeah, it's been a
And immediately Jesse's like, "You got any food? You got any water?"
Well, we got endless rum and some food, so
That'll do. Let's go. Seems ready to go. They've been here for quite a while, and they say, "Yeah, we've been passed up several times. Just yesterday, a weird-looking ship went by and ignored us completely. We
Did it have
Honestly, I'm
octopus
surprised.
arms?
Yeah, what did the ship look like?
maybe not octopus. I mean, it had like a weird. It looked like a normal ship, but it had like a second bow that extended a good ways in front of it, and it had something that was behind it, but I couldn't really make out a good view. It was definitely a lot longer than any ship I've ever seen."
It's okay, just throw it away. They're cheap, honey. We can get more.
Yeah,
It's
just throw it away.
nearby.
One more time.
You saw it recently.
Yesterday, yeah, they were heading to the southeast direction, and you guys are approaching from the north. Fuck, let me make sure I'm reading this right before I tell you guys this. The ship passed yesterday, heading southeast. You guys approach from the northeast, so they're further south than you are. If you were going the course you were originally charted to, you might have missed them. But now it seems if you were to adjust your course pure southward, that you might have a chance to spot them very soon.
Gilbert, I can use my
Not a
last.
bad plan.
I can use my last powers to turn into the big birds. We can go looks and report back to the
Fly
ships.
really high up, yeah.
Well, you know this was yesterday, so it's been quite a few hours, you know. It's not... Your wild shape only lasts half your druid level.
Less than an hour.
And your wild shape?
I still don't know if that'd be enough time, huh?
Nice
At least
back.
until we get closer.
Probably not.
How good are your math skills? Can we calculate a trajectory? Assuming they're continuing the same path and they were going
If we
X
take
number
the
of
tangent
hours.
of the
African or
cosine
The fucks is
and
math.
multiply by the circumference of the Earth.
Jesus Christ. At this point, I lose
The
every bit of
Pythagorean
faith.
theorem, we just gotta find
Like,
C
he
squared.
can't read, he can't write, he doesn't know math, and at this point I'm like, Goldbrand, honestly, I think I just follow you because you're strong as heck. And I just say it like,
Welcome to
good
the
golly.
clubs. Welcome to the
Sure.
clubs.
Like
Is there
hiding
something
the
in the
fact that I only
stars?
know how to read math. Just like
Also, Devin, you can stay in B shape for a number of hours equal to half your druid level. So if your druid level is 4, that's 2 hours.
It's probably 5 or 6 now, but
Fly, birdie, fly. Can I get on his back? Will that slow him down too much?
No, I mean you could get aboard.
I am Druid
What's your-
6, Barbarian 5.
So 3 hours at sea.
I just want to double his perception. Wait, are you flying or are you turning into a sea creature?
I was
Think
going
he's
to turn
flying.
it into a Pteranodon. I
Oh,
don't know
yeah.
if that's how you say that.
That's what I thought. I want to accompany him, see if I can
Pterodon.
help.
Yeah.
Okay.
Goldburn will
so
use
you
as
know
much
that-
time as he can to scout and then fly back to the ship under the understanding he's going to
The
meet
ship-
all the other people back at the ship.
Yeah, I was about to say the ship will head that same direction, so I'll say you actually get 2 hours of search time before you have to head back. Each of you, Josh and Z, roll a perception check. It is getting late. It is. Do you have dark vision?
I do have dark vision.
Goldburn, I think, does to a magical item.
I think I do because I'm
Okay.
a cat.
It's funny, the cat stat block does not have dark vision. That's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard.
I think that's wrong and should be.
16. Unfortunately, you don't see anything. There's no real, it's not like you can follow tracks at sea. Something may have come through here, but you have no way of knowing. You guys head back to the ship, dejected, and find Jesse and Raisha tearing into your food and Donkey, scrambling through fucking werewolves and stowaways and goddamn castaways throwing off my fucking rations.
He's a
And it seems to be trying to
crew,
redefine
it's
his food.
okay.
You'll be well.
It's fine.
I guess
You'll
I'll
be
just
well
do some more
compensated.
fishing.
You guys have a lead, and that very much increases the chance of you finding them. You guys are now on day 12.
Have
So
our
it
heads.
is today, and then tomorrow is the Feast of the Moon. Now, you get the understanding that the ritual Slackrathel needs to do will have to be done by moonlight. You're hoping that you will find them before tomorrow night. Pandora, roll a d20 and roll above a 10.
I don't like hearing
Can
that.
I give her my inspiration if she doesn't?
Nope. No.
Oh.
Can I bardic inspiration?
No, this isn't an ability check. It's just a roll of fate.
Fate is an a-hole.
Gods be on our side.
And in the 20 minutes we have before Pandora's computer loads, I would
There
like
it
to
goes, yeah.
explain the difference between Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Now, while there are a lot of similarities, things get fucky about episode 8 of Brotherhood, and you're like, wait a fucking minute, I've seen this shit before.
The thing
and
is,
you have. It's-
like the first one is really good.
Oh my god.
But you have to watch it before Brotherhood, because then it won't be as good. You can't watch it after Brotherhood.
exactly, yeah.
That's
you
what
got
we
to hold
did.
into session.
We
You're
watched
right.
FMA first, and then watched
Yeah.
Brotherhood afterwards, because it was like, this is superior. If I would have watched this first, that would have been
You
garbage.
would have been unhappy with it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I like seeing the little things they changed along the way. It's fun. With a 9, you guys do not find anything this day.
Damn.
You're heading in the direction that Jesse and Raisha indicated. You feel confident that the ship they described matches the description of what you're pursuing. There is 1 day remaining. Barbara, roll a d20.
I can't use
I-
a lucky point if I fuck it up, can I?
Can I be her first mate and
I'll
give her advantage?
I'll allow well, hang on. We'll start with advantage. Because the party is, I will say, since you guys know it's close, you guys are on your mounts, searching a wide perimeter. The Western Wyvern knows you guys are fanning out as wide as possible. Roll one more d20, Barb.
I mean, is this the end of the campaign? That's it?
Would you like to use a luck point?
I'd like to use a luck point, actually.
Use a luck
Like,
point.
Because I've been lots of resting, so like I've got like 3 of them, I swear to God. I swear to God!
No!
Bam!
You have advantage. Roll again.
Okay, I was like...
Come the fuck on! Come on!
You got me! Okay,
Would
so
you
I guess
like-
I'm just gonna go through
Oh
the
my
luck
god.
point here.
Would you like to use a second luck point?
Because we need this.
Oh,
5
Where?
fucking jeez.
Is that good?
Technically, I said above a 10.
Beats passes.
Wait, she gets
And
advantage.
then-
She gets to roll one more.
give it a lot. No,
Jesus.
that's statistically
All right, guys. I'll see y'all
impossible.
next week. We're just gonna restart.
Yeah,
Restart
but,
next week.
Everyone pick a merfolk or a turtle and make your new characters for this campaign. No, we'll say a 10 works. It happens late in the day, though. You guys are approaching dusk. When finally, and it's been a grim day of travel. It's been steady rain. There we go.
Wanted to
There's
see
a
if the
plus.
pressure wasn't on if I could roll it.
You guys know that time is running short. And it's difficult to exactly see far through the rain and the cloud cover. But finally, as dusk approaches, you hear Harvey cry out from the crow's nest. And you spot an odd-looking vessel to the south. You see that it is very unusual. It is, it seems as if a full ship, but beneath its bow is another bow that extends 20 or 30 feet forward, and 3 long, slender arms follow behind it. I'm gonna drop a picture in your chat. Bloop. You gather that this is the squid ship that you were told of by the Oracle at the Eye of the Allfather. You don't see Hekaton aboard, but Dryland did tell you that he was bound by ancient magics that incapacitate him. You guys also know that that was obviously given to him by the traitor and the Storm King's court. Bergen and Goldbrand, or excuse me, the ship seems well guarded. there's a familiar figure aboard, a tentacled face with a scowling disposition, wearing robes of seaweed and drenched fabrics. Now, the OG Lords will recognize this as Wex, the Kraken Priest, who attacked you at Zephyros' tower.
Wait! Fuck's that, guys!
Fucks that, guys, indeed! Oh, where'd my image go for it? There we go. I'm gonna drop a picture of him, for those of you who are unfamiliar, to see this ugly sumbitch. Oh no. Oh no. One note, do not do this to me now. Do not crash, you son of a bitch. Ah! Okay, there we go. Sorry. You also see that flanking him on either side are 2 surly guards, and at least 4 other humanoids clad in familiar robes of the Kraken Society are aboard the ship as well. Bergen and Goldbrand, you two are sharp enough to see that there are 6 humanoid figures in the water around the vessel, and 2 black shark fins that circle the ship in unison. I will reveal this on your maps.
Dual hand fireball.
They are too far away for fireball, but go ahead, burn some spell slots. Here's a good view of your ship. It doesn't seem to have noticed you yet. How do you guys react? What do you choose to do?
Are we on the ship?
You're on your ship right now, yeah. You're about 100+ feet away. You haven't drawn attention to yourself. And thankfully, the way that the ship is sort of formed, there's not exactly any mass to it. It doesn't seem like a sailing vessel in the traditional sense. That actually might not be true based on the image, but fuck the image. It's wrong. I am God. How do you guys approach? Or how do you choose to get closer to the ship? Or do you choose to just start blasting now and fire cannons?
Goldbrand, give us that fog cloud, baby.
I was thinking the same thing. We can try a fog cloud, but if there's no fog around, it's just going to be this big-ass fog cloud moving.
They can happen.
Honestly,
It is dusk.
It is dusk.
It is dark, which is going to give you guys decent odds on your stealth checks. It
So,
won't give you advantage, but it'll adjust your DC.
so are we thinking we want to try to sneak aboard first? Do we want to open up with big shebangs and hit a bunch of people and try to free Hekaton? Do we want to sneak on and try to free Hekaton? Those are really, in my opinion,
Sneak
the
on
only
and
two.
free Hekaton.
I think our sneakiest one should go on, and if that goes wrong, we can fire with the cannon.
Then I started blasting.
I'm going
Yeah,
to...
but then you're in the range of
good ways away.
AoEs and cannons and about 15 people.
I mean, I
But
can
we
jump
can't
off.
reach you.
You know, I've
What
got
if we
There are things in the waters. Goldbrand points out the people things in the
Okay,
water.
fair.
I'm going to
Give
throw
us
out
a
that
signal
in
and we'll
this
just board, I
moment,
guess.
during my last meditation session and our long rest, I did take a spell that might be able to take care of a decent number of people or non-people, depending on their intelligence.
Or
Yeah, so
or
either we
non-people. That's
we
funny.
start big and dump a bunch of AoEs and then go free Hekaton, or we sneak on and try to free Hekaton.
we could cause
think
a
we should-
diversion?
I think we should go in
Like
swing.
if we
Do you
Take
think we
our
should
mounts?
split? Should 3 or 4 of us start unloading AoEs and the rest try to sneak on to free Hekaton?
Bro, we're talking about a ship in the ocean, right? Like, if we go super big and we sink the damn thing, then what do we get? Nothing.
We could
If we
potentially
destroy sink
Hekaton
it,
too.
yeah. If we sink it and we don't free him, he will sink too. He may not drown, but he will sink.
He big.
Right. And so even more
You do know that storm giants live in a subaquatic city. They do breathe water. For whatever peace that may
confusing
bring you.
reason. Yeah, okay. So that makes me feel better, but so I guess you could sink the ship and he still lives, debatably.
I don't think we
But
could
I'm
sink
worried.
the ship.
Yeah. Hey,
You don't think I can
Brandon,
sink a
maybe we're out.
ship? Let me
Oh my
twin
God.
fireball real quick. We'll find out.
We board them. We just board them. Let's go.
We just
Uh,
you think you just straight
I
up
don't-
pick a fight? There's quite a few of them.
I feel
We
weird about
blast
that.
them.
If we're gonna pick
board?
if we're gonna pick a fight, I definitely want to blast first. Like
Yeah, we should blast
AoEs,
and
everything
board,
we
yeah.
have.
You said we're over 100 feet away.
What if
Yeah,
we-
you're keeping enough distance to where in the night you're not super obvious. As you guys approached, you guys snuffed all candles, lights on the ship. There is just a bit of dusk light to where you guys, if y'all get any closer, you feel like you're going to be spotted. I'd say probably about
With the
150, 120
If
feet.
I asked the group, I say I can go absolute maniac and twin a fireball if you want, and just completely rain hellfire on the ship. That's not going to do anything for any of the creatures in the water because I'm going to aim at the ship, and I don't know what they can do to get out of the water to either assist or not assist.
Will you hit the
but
storm giant king?
I can't say. I don't know. I'm literally the best I can do is I can throw 2 fireballs at the ship and try to blow everything I can see on top of it up.
Aim for their head. Do they have
Shumway in the
cannons?
background. Best we can do is 2 fireballs. That's the absolute most I can give you.
Joey, do
Give you
they
one-
have
I'll give you
cannons
1
on
and a
their
half.
ship? Or like
Do
what
they have cannons?
visible weapons?
Yeah. You see ballista. You see 4 ballista, 2 in the front, 2 in the rear. You do not see cannons.
Well, aim your fireballs for the ballistas. Destroy their weapons.
And our ship can help us.
We
Yeah.
see 2 ballistas.
You see 4 total. 2 on the front, 2 on the rear.
I mean,
So
I'm kind of game for taking our mounts and getting closer.
I'm gonna ask a super meta question. With it being 150-foot range, I don't know what the splash damage is on it, but could 2 fireballs feasibly hit the front and back ballistas with a 20-foot sphere radius?
So
One
it would be
fireball
120 plus the 20. That would be 140 feet. I think it's gonna be a little. It's gonna be a little close. You think it might be a little short, especially to hit the. Some of these ballistas are on the far end of the ship, which is another 20 feet away. So you're not certain at your current position that you could do that. If you move closer, you could get all 4 ballistas in a couple of good blasts.
Just don't feel confident in, like, even trying to do a sneak attack. I don't feel confident that we're gonna get what we want out of it, doing it the way that we're talking about doing it. I think we should try to get closer. You guys can raise a counterpoint if you want.
Closer with the ship, or
Yeah.
like I said, what if we take our mounts? And that way, if they discover the ship, maybe we'd still be hidden
I do
with our
agree with
mounts
that.
and create a diversion with the ship.
I assume all your mounts can fly. Yeah.
Yes, everyone has flying mounts.
Yeah, even the ugliest one right there. Talking to Goldburn.
Talking to me.
Yeah, okay. I'm not opposed. So maybe we fly over there on the mounts. We try to free one of Hekaton's arms. And then we work from there. I imagine by the time we get one of his arms free, shit's going to have gone down.
Do y'all want me to start by trying to sneak on and free one of his arms?
I think we all need to go with you.
I don't hate
If you
it.
get caught, it's going to be bad.
So, does everybody have their mount?
Yes.
Everyone except Goldbrand, technically. But Goldbrand does have both of his wild shapes right
Where's
now.
my mount? Not with us?
You let Kaya use it to take to the Raven tribe, remember?
Interesting.
She asked you at the sleuth fire.
Can my windy boy carry
You
2?
were like, yes.
Your Windy Boy probably not. The Wyvern maybe. The Pegasus, the Griffin maybe. The Sphinx maybe.
Well, to be clear, I was actually asking because I wanted to carry Pandora with me and make Goldbrand ride bitch with somebody else.
Yeah, I got room
Um,
on the wyvern.
I was gonna say we
Plus,
take a little net.
If any of your mounts have 2 creatures on them, it's going to make checks at disadvantage because it's trying to. It's not very ideal for being stealthy. Because the beast is going to have to labor more to travel.
Here's
The
what we
real
do.
question is if I can wild shape and pass without a trace. Which, if I can, I think that's
Yes.
just the move.
Pass without a trace is concentration, but wild shape is not.
I was gonna say we put him in a net and tie it amongst all of our mounts, and everybody shares the load.
What is he, an African swallow?
Yeah.
Like, that'll never work.
Or a European swallow.
What? If I cast invisibility on Pandora while we're dual flying, does that
Oh, shit.
the check?
I totally have that too.
If one person. So wait, you're saying you on a whirlwind with somebody else, and somebody else is invisible.
But she's
It
invisible.
won't help you that much. Not if you're still visible, no.
Oh.
But what if we did like we did before? If we could pair up Davos and Pandora and put them both invisible, let them go on first, or drop them from the mounts first. Let them try to get Hekaton's hand. At least then Pandora has a bodyguard with her that's also invisible, that has some magic, that has an out, that can grab her and dimension door back up to a mount if he
Well-
really had to.
Yeah.
The only reason I was thinking about doing the whirlwind is because like water spouts, like dust devils, they exist in nature, right? So nobody's gonna freak out about that versus like a Pegasus or like a freaking turtle. So my thought was, somebody sees like a weird wind tornado, they're gonna be like, maybe it's just a nature thing. I don't know.
I'm gonna pop past to another trace, so I'm hoping that our stealth checks will be adequate.
Okay. Mark your spell slot. Each of you have a +10 to your stealth checks for the next hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do we feel is our final plan, guys?
Drop the pussy.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Let's drop
I
Davos
think-
and Pandora.
Look at a carpet
That
bomb
Yeah.
is
straight
the
across the
title
deck.
name of the episode.
We should drop the stealth party and then have like a fake raiding party to distract the guards.
I
Actually,
mean,
that's not a terrible idea.
if y'all want, we can drop Davos and Pandora, and then Z, you can drop those fireballs on one end of the ship.
I think we do that, and then I'm gonna hide behind Art because he's my muscle, and I'm just gonna, be a tiny little weenie behind him.
I got you, buddy.
I love the idea of whoosh, whoosh.
Don't kill me, please.
Who's the dragon? I swear.
I love that. I don't know how we're gonna.
Are
do
you
it.
guys are we gonna turn them invisible before we drop them?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm definitely
Alright,
gonna.
who is in the drop party?
That's me and Davos.
It was me and.
Okay,
yeah.
just the two of you? Okay. Are y'all going invisible?
The dream team. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm doing it.
Okay, each of you mark off your spell slot for that.
So.
Now go. Davos is last an hour. Is that right?
A minute.
Yours is the greater invisibility. That's right. So yours lasts a minute. Yours lasts an hour. Z. How are you guys getting to the ship?
I think we should try our best to drop them from the mounts.
Yeah,
They can't be seen. They can be heard. when they hit
I'm
the
gonna let
ground.
her.
Well, that's the thing. The spirit of the wind can carry one individual.
I'm gonna let Pandora take the spirit of the wind because again, my theory is that there might be a whirlwind or a water spout on the ocean, right?
Yeah.
So-
So how does Davos get there?
With his big dick energy.
Oh man.
I mean, I can turn into a giant raven and drop him, but dropping
you'd
him
be
might be
visible.
loud.
Fly up
I mean, I
really
would-
high.
Well, the thing is, you would also see a raven approaching. Now, your raven has advantage on stealth checks at night, so I would allow you to have that same advantage. But you would still have to make a check.
I mean, I think it's worth it with the advantage and the plus 10. It's just does he have to make a check to land? Is it going to be? Is
Perhaps
this, is
a
this
dex
like
save, probably
is this like I drop him from a safe height or I drop him from like way too high?
depends on how close you get. That'll also depend on how high the DC is.
I could theoretically dimension door to the ship.
That's going to be
It is within your 300-foot range of that for sure.
it's going to be noisy.
500.
They're going to see it.
500 foot, yeah. It will create noise.
Okay, so maybe I should just drop you from as
yeah.
low as I can.
All right, sounds good.
Drop him in like a napalm bomb, right? Like just get close enough and swing him with your talons.
And I think the idea is we're trying to drop him. We're trying to drop them right here. I know there's someone there, but that's the arms are right there.
Yeah, and I should explain. So the red dots all seem to be human cultists. The pink dots on the front of the ship, those are figures in the water. That front squid head is like half submerged. There's 4 more figures in the water that are the green dots. The purple dots are the 2 bigger humans, and then the blue dot at the far right is Wex. Hekaton's obviously in the middle. There's 4 stones around him. Each one has a rune carved into it, and he is actually set within the hull. So where the red and the purple are, those are raised up, but they're just sunken in the middle. It's like a ship hull, but without the middle deck.
So we're dropping them down into that.
And
Okay.
just
I'm working on trying to
preemptively,
look at
if
that.
me and Pandora need to communicate, I will be using the cantrip message.
Okay. Pop that into chat for me. I think it has a verbal component, meaning you have
It
to verbalize the message.
Does.
Yeah. You could whisper it, and I would give you advantage on a check to stealth it, but you would still have to make a check.
Which stealth you do have a +10 because we got the perks.
But are we within the range of the pass without a trace? Is that
Oh,
like a bubble
fair.
thing,
Fair.
or is that a?
Pretty big.
Gotta be.
It
It is a bubble. It's a 30-foot radius around him, I think.
Oh,
Yeah, so I think we would lose that
Yeah.
once he drops.
Oh, hang on, wait. So he chooses the people when he cast it. For the duration, each creature you choose within 30 feet of you. No, they do have to stay within the 30 feet. Okay.
Retroactively, I twin spell invisibility. Goldbrand, go in.
Okay, so Goldbrand's invisible. Davos is invisible. Barbara's invisible. Yes?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
but
go
mine's the
ahead.
only
As long as
one
it's
that's a
There
minute.
you go.
Make sure you have your spell slots marked off. With invisibility, you guys have pretty good odds. Davos, how close to the top level of the ship are you getting?
30 feet? Question mark.
You mean before we drop him? Before we all drop in, I guess.
Basically, how high are you when you drop? How high are you? How high are you going to be when you drop them in?
That sounds good, Davos. 30 feet means falling damage, I think, but
3d6, yeah.
Right.
worth it if we're gonna fall down into that middle
If
section.
that means you'll be less likely to be seen, then I'm willing. But
Well, it sounds like we're landing now, so we're not even dropping. If I'm going with you, I'm just Pandora on the whirlwind and me are just gonna fly down there. If I'm going with you.
Can you?
I just want you to understand this. If I cast a twin fireball, there is no chance that you're not going to get hit by that. So your invisibility is what we're riding on now. Please don't do something crazy.
Instead of dropping, let's just fly down there, because that was the only reason I was gonna drop you is because I wasn't going.
okay.
Yeah, if he's going with you. Now, I didn't realize this. Pass Without Trace does exude silence, which is nice. I thought it was just a visible thing, but it is an auditory thing as well. Okay. The three of you make stealth checks with advantage because you're invisible. I'm going to roll a couple of things because you've got a couple of forces
26. Oh, Davos.
here. Oh,
Glad you get that advantage.
Buddy,
A 33, a 26, and a
shit.
28.
hang on, give me 1 second.
the plus
I
10.
don't need all those numbers, just whatever your highest was.
Highest one was a
Let me
30.
check his perception. Plus 13.
+3
Okay,
perception. Man, that's gonna be bad. Yeah.
Read those to me again.
A
Stealth scores,
26.
Davos. Hang on,
A 28.
Goldbrand,
26.
Barbara.
33.
No,
And that's all of you with advantage, yes?
Yes.
Correct.
Well, technically, I rolled a 23 twice, so you know.
I gotcha. So, you guys begin your approach. Invisible. In fact, it's unnerving for both Davos and Pandora, because you can't see what's beneath you holding you aloft. You know they're there, you can feel them, but it's still a psychological thing. You guys get close, and about 30 feet up, Goldbrand wild shapes back to himself, still invisible. You guys all hit the ship. Everyone roll a dex save.
Advantage
Well, I
because
see
I'm a
what-
barbarian.
And he can see the floor. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, that's actually pretty good. Oh, not Arc, sorry. Alright, so you guys actually do pretty good. You're still going to take a bit of damage, but it's going to be halved. That's a total of 10. So each of you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage, you three. You guys hit the deck. And you are right in the center with Hekaton. You see that he is a pale blue color. His eyes are dimly glowing. You see that he is bound by 4 chains that head to 4 separate stones. Each of them has a rune carved in them. You guys would be familiar enough to recognize that they're Jotun runes. You do not know what they say. If you want, you can make a check to try to decipher that, either history or arcana.
Davos, you're gonna be
Mm.
you're gonna be the dude.
History or Arcana? Do you know Giant?
Colbrand does. Can he not help?
I'm not asking Goldbrand. I'm asking Davos.
You're
Sad
muted,
face.
Davos. Right.
Do no giant, thank you.
You do. Perfect. 15 was the DC if you knew Jotun. So good on you for knowing it. Pick one of those 4 stones.
Top
Actually,
left.
no. Actually, no. You notice the southeast one, the one on the bottom right, the exact opposite of what you picked. Though not intentionally, you recognize it. And for good reason. It is the mark of stone. The very giants that you have had as your personal nemesis for quite some time. You recognize this. You don't know what that means. So you know that this one down here is stone, which I'm going to mark with... Oh... None of these colors are really good for stone. Let's do a green for earth.
Because green and gray both start with the same 2 letters.
Yeah, let's do
Okay.
that. No. I was thinking the earth is green, that works. You guys have a limited amount of time before you, Davos in particular, is shifted back. What do you guys try to do?
Like I said, would I know if I carved a line through one of the runes, if that would render it obsolete, useless?
That, it's difficult to say. You could try to make an Arcana check to see if you think that would void it.
I can cast a spell. I just can't. I can
15.
cast a spell. I just can't concentrate on one. Let's see what happens if this doesn't work.
Well, I imagine Goldbrand shifted back, yeah? Oh, because you're going to rage, I see.
Because I have Pass Without Trace concentrated, but I have another spell I'm going to cast. This doesn't work.
I gotcha. With the Arcana check, you're not sure. You're not really... you think if you were to destroy the rune, it would destroy the magic. You're not sure how you can do that silently. I mean, this isn't like you could slash it with your rapier and cut through the stone. It's you know, a pretty deep etching.
After a couple of moments of them all, the consternated silence of no one being unsure what to do, Goldbrand will cast...
You can't even see each other.
Yeah,
Y'all, can't
exactly.
even know.
Goldbrand will cast Dispel Magic.
On what? On one of the stones?
Yes.
You're a druid. Make a wisdom check.
Oh, no.
Beat a 20.
Fuh.
A check.
You couldn't hear that, but it was in a very incredulous grunt.
Mine or...
You cast Dispel Magic. Nothing seems to happen, and your invisibility fades. You have been spotted.
It's an action.
It's casting a spell. That's one of the 2 things that cancels invisibility. You see Wex above you has seen you. He goes, "Ha! The heathens have returned to witness Slackwithel's triumph. But I'm afraid you're early. And as much as I would love to see your expressions once the Gradsea Gate is open, I'm afraid you'll chum the waters long before that. Mothers of the Deep, hear my decree. The infidels shall fall this day. For the glory of Slackwithel! Roll initiative.
Witness! I hope they know that's the signals.
We're
Give me the
going to say right
coordinate.
about this time, Davos also pops out of his
That's fair. But
invisibility.
Barbara is still invisible, yes?
Technically still invisible, yes.
And I'm gonna say all that shouting that Squidman did is the signal for the boarding party. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Goldbrain got a 1. Bergen, what you got?
I will roll, but
I
gotta
too
head
got a
out after
1.
that.
Oh yeah, it's getting late.
I'm also about to.
Thank you very much, my dude.
Yes.
Oh.
I am
Ooh.
3 now.
Wow.
Initiative. This
Play
is
forward again.
foreboding.
It's just been a bad
Nah,
day
buddy.
for rolls.
I don't think we've ever rolled that poorly at the start of
I
initiative.
think that was my
Fuck.
one and only roll for the day.
To be fair, if initiative is a bad roll, it's fine. It's fine.
1 nat 1. What a way to fucking make an entrance, kick ass, and leave.
I feel like this is the whole
Fantastic, my
party
dude.
going.
Doing
Fuck,
my
fuck,
part. Just doing my part.
Yeah, this is it's a little dicey. All right, I have everyone marked there. We're just gonna roll until we get. I think there's a decent stopping point in a second, so we'll try to get to that. Spencer, my dude, thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Cheers.
Be good, take care of yourself, and we'll catch you next time, my dude.
Later, guys.
See, man.
Yeah. All right. As we get into the thick of it, Pandora, you see Golbrand and Davos poof into existence. You see Davos is laying his hand on this stone, but nothing seems to be reacting. The Kraken priest above begins laughing maniacally. As you see, now that you're closer, all of these humans, the red dots and the purple dots, they're not entirely human. You see one that has like a huge crab arm for his left arm, one that has tentacles, one that has like shark fins sticking out from his sides. You see one that has scaled fish flesh. You see one that has like venomous spikes that hang around it. One that has like an unhinged jaw that has like sharp needle teeth. And a third one,
style.
and another that has like a hard beak-like mouth. It's a disturbing array of individuals. You also see in the water around the ship, now that you're a little closer, are 4 Marrow sea people that are in the water, and then 2 that are on the very front of the ship. What do you do?
So there's really no realistic way for me to pick any locks or anything.
It's not a normal lock, no sir. No, ma'am.
I should have known. I should have known.
I shoulda.
I shoulda, woulda, coulda, did not. Well, I can't move my token, but I feel like I should take out some of the lesser folk first.
Oh, drag a token down to the lower ship.
Okay.
Those might be tokens that I pulled onto the map, so my apologies
go.
if that is the case. Yeah, I'm a fuckface.
Just so inconsiderate.
I am an asshole, in the truest sense of the word.
Maybe. I have to decide which one I want to shoot. Like, dang. Dang, there's a lot of people I can shoot here.
Right. You are technically hidden, so you do have advantage on this strike.
Yeah, and then I get to poof back into lack of existence.
Yeah. Also, now that you guys are a little closer, you guys saw that the 2 sharks that you saw swimming around in unison, and now that you're a little closer, you realize that it's not 2 sharks. This is a 2-headed shark.
Yikes.
Absolutely massive. Probably about 20 feet from end to end. And just looks unnatural in every possible sense of the word.
Okay, well, since I plopped myself on this side right here, I'm gonna start picking off with like this little purple dude right here. We're gonna pop off with my longbow. And then I'm gonna pop back into the cat dimension, I hope. If
17 on the purple does hit. We'll say you're aiming at the one at the top.
Yes.
Bloop, 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 bloop. Fantastic. 23 points of damage total. Excellent shot. Lays into this captain, or this individual, and he is looking a little fucking hurt. With that, we finish with Pandora, and it's the 4 red cultists' turn. Each of them sees that Golbrand, sees Golbrand and Pandora. These 2 up here are gonna jump down. Oh, whoops.
Whoop.
My
Then we fall off the ship.
I'm gonna move that ship to the map layer where it should have been, and I'm gonna move these 2. 2 of them rush up on Golbrand. 2 of them rush up on Pandora.
Can they see me?
You mean Davos?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I did mean to say Davos. I forgot it was you who popped in and not Pandora.
Like,
Pandora, you did shoot, so you are uninvisible, but you do feel like you're fairly well hidden. First 2 strikes. Do they have multi-attack? They do. All right. First 2 strikes at Golbrand. Do not hit. Second strikes at Golbrand. A 17 plus 6 does hit. Golbrand takes 6 points of damage. 2 shots at Davos. One of those is a 25.
You said a shot? As in they're not up on me?
Shots.
Or they are?
They are up. I'm sorry. Yeah, they're taking swings at you.
They're
They're using short swords.
Jaeger bombs.
All right.
So does a 19 hit you, Davos? No.
Nope. But
Okay,
the
so
25
you take
does.
6 from the 25. The other one misses. Excellent. As we round through all of them, let me come to my thing so I can actually see the fucking names. Oh, it's the Shallow Priest's turn. Excellent. you see that the two Marrow on the front of the ship turn to look at you guys. They make their way up the ship a little bit. Goldbrand, make a dex save.
A dex save?
Actually, y'all are both in the middle? No, he's one off from you. Yeah, Goldbrand, make a dex save. A 13, that fails. Take 28... Oh, 13 actually meets. I take that back. Take 14 points of damage as a lightning bolt shoots across the ship. Pandora, you also have to make this save because you were in the line.
Yikes.
28
As are
points
those
damage?
two.
It was a deck save. Yeah.
Okay, so Barbara, you pass. Each of you take 14 points of damage from that.
Ouch.
The two people who are attacking you, Davos, do also take a healthy chunk of damage. What did I say? Okay, there we go. Sorry, I had to do math in my head. Was struggling. All right. The other one is actually going to come up. It's going to see Davos and Goldbrand. Davos, it's going to take a shot on you with a harpoon. Does a
Resistance
you have a resistance to harpoons?
to all ranged weapon attacks.
Yeah. Okay. So it rolled a 20 total, which I still think doesn't hit you.
It does not.
Fantastic. The harpoon deflects off your shield. You bat it aside, and it jams into the back or to the side of the ship. And then the Marrow actually yanks it back. And you gather if you had been hit by this, it would have tried to jerk you toward it. But you managed to slip out without getting
Goldbrand hears me yell out, "Witness!"
Witness him!
You have this moment of triumphant glory where you're feeling really sick, or you're feeling, like,
Oh, here we
motherfucker, you
go.
can't hit me.
Here
And
we
then
go.
the shark runs up against the side of the ship, and because it has two heads, one of them is actually pushed up a bit and takes a bite at you. Let me check. What does it get to add to this? A plus
We
8.
don't
It only
fuck
gets
up.
one of. It only gets one of them. A 21. Does that hit?
Nope.
Oh man! The shark comes up, and it's funny. You put your arms up like witness, and because you're shaking them, it like chomps right above your head while they're down. You narrowly miss a fucking chomp from the biggest fucking shark you've ever seen. As we go to Zarok.
Hello.
Definitely keep my pants.
So these guys are right here, yeah? Yeah?
Which ones?
So I'm looking at this side of the ship, right? Goldbrand's like hiding
Yeah.
over. Yeah, I see him over here. I feel like if I cast a flavored fireball, it would hit most of the things in this area.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
You guys, the ship is now closing in. They're close enough to where you feel like you could get all those people.
I'm gonna cast a fireball, but instead of doing a regular fireball, I'm actually going to cast a fireball that does piercing damage. So it's essentially like a ball of earth, like a meteorite, that sort of like funnels down onto that portion of the ship and then explodes into like shrapnel and splinters that just explode in every single direction.
Frag grenade, for sure. Yeah. Okay, so it's a 20-foot radius. Are you okay with Goldbrand being in that mix, or do you want to try to avoid him?
That's what I was trying to figure out, is if I cast it like here, could I avoid him and still hit all of these dudes in this?
It's a 20-foot radius, which means it's 4 squares in every direction.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So you'd have to cast it here to not hit Goldbrand.
Oh, so it's an interesting note then. Hold on. So
Wait,
a 10-foot radius would actually be 2 squares-ish?
2 squares in every direction, yes, sir.
Okay, so that actually works out better for what I originally wanted to do, because originally I wanted to cast Shatter and do that exact same thing, but I thought it wouldn't actually hit big enough.
No, that totally works. So you're getting 2 regular crew members and 2 of the priests.
Cool.
Let me roll for the regular crew first. What's your DC?
Gonna just toss it out here. I think that...
Yeah. 16. 1 definitely passes, 1 might pass. Let me check the cultist constitution. They have a +1 to con. 1 of them passes, 1 of them fails. 16 damage. Excellent. Okay, they are both take a healthy chunk of damage. The priests, what's their con? It's probably actually a little better than that. +2. Both of them rolled an 18, so they both get dirty 20s. They take half the damage, but that's okay. Fantastic. You do pop a good chunk on all 4 of those motherfuckers. What do you do now?
Let's see. I think I want to take a bonus action, and I'm actually just going to generate some magic stones.
Okay. As we wrap up with that, we come to Wex, who is very happy to see all of you. Wex smiles almost gleefully. He looks like a madman. And he looks a little different from the last time you see him. He's even more aquatic based. You see that like, on his shoulders and down his back there's like a turtle shell. You see that he, instead of legs, he now has full tentacles beneath him. He's very much a unusual variation of himself. And as he doesn't know, or actually, oh, that's actually pretty high. Perception. Pandora, your stealth check was not above a 32, was it?
Not unless I still don't have pass without
It was
a
a
trace,
33
right?
when she rolled past without a trace. When she had passed without a trace.
You do still have that. Go ahead and roll a Constitution check to see if you maintain concentration from when you were hit. You got to beat a 10.
Wow, golly.
You do not have pass without a trace.
Jesus Christ.
So you're at a 23. Wex spots you. Wex sees you and sees that you're sort of crouching in the shadows by the ship, and he's gonna go with he's gonna bring out the big guns. Give me 1 second. Let me mark off these spells. Yeah. He points a finger to you, and an arc of lightning leaps to you, and then another one goes to Davos, and another one jumps to Goldbrand.
Like this.
First one to Pandora.
I know the spell.
Nat 20 for a 29 total. So hang on. Davos, a 25. Goldbrand, a 25. Damn.
Jesus fucking
All right.
Christ, man.
Davos and Goldbrand, each of you take... Oh, excuse me, you do get to make a dex save. You two get to make a dex save. Pandora does not because she's the original target. Oh, you needed that. Goldbrand, you're not raging, correct?
Correct.
Not yet?
I
Okay, you take 40 points of damage, of lightning damage. Davos takes 20 points. Pandora, as you had a crit...
I'm about
Give me-
to
I
fucking die,
think-
dude.
I think that's 80 points of damage. Let me...
Dude. I'm about to fucking
me-
die.
This is a 6th level spell. It's very powerful.
It chain
The
lightning
nat 20 on
damage.
it.
I'm like, I only have 80 hit points.
Technically, hang on. Rules is written, I don't think magical effects get crits. I think crits are technically just a weapon
Is
thing.
this lightning bolt?
This is chain lightning.
It's chain
I
lightning.
see. Okay. I was about to say,
Yeah.
you don't roll to hit for lightning bolt, but I don't know about chain lightning.
No, for chain lightning, you roll to hit the first one, and then everyone else makes a save to see if they avoid it. So for Pandora, I'm going to say no crit for that. You take the 40 points of lightning damage. And you guys realize that y'all are up against some big fucking boys. And your crew is still a decent way away. The 4 marrow in the water. 2 of them climb up the side of the ship. One's going to fire at Goldbrand. I think they only get 1 shot. Let me double check. Yeah. A 25 hits Goldbrand. Take 11 points of piercing damage. Make a dex save. Next one's coming for Davos. 21 does not hit Davos.
Correct.
They don't know Pandora's there. Another one to Davos. 18 plus 6, 24.
Yes. And
Take
who's
11
this?
points. This is one of the green ones on the lower side. You have resistance to the damage type. Now you have the arrow catching shield. Is that right?
Yeah, the Shield of the Stein Rune, resistance to all ranged weapon attacks.
I think there's a thing where you can... I might be thinking of Bergen's shield, actually. He has a shield of arrow catching, I think.
Yeah, I don't...
So you only take half damage, take 5 points of damage. Second shot to Goldbrand. Goldbrand, a 20 would hit you, so take another 11 points. Make Oh, Goldbrand, earlier I asked for a strength save. Davos, I also need a strength save from you.
Not for the chain light, huh?
No, this is for the harpoon.
Oh.
Goldbrand passes, Davos does not. Davos, you are pulled into the water as this harpoon yanks you back. You are right here on the ship's edge. The twin-headed shark actually has a reaction where somebody hits the water. It can make a strike on them if they're within 10 feet, and you certainly are. 18, 16, neither one of those hits. You see this two-headed shark rush for you, and you are like, I think it's almost like Scooby-Doo, like you put up your feet to where they're like on the noses of the shark. Each shark is just being pushed forward. You're feeling a little anxious.
So who has
the Marrow.
The bottom right?
The bottom right, yeah, you're technically, well, I don't think you're grappled. He just pulls you into the water. It doesn't induce a grapple or a strain condition. We round to Ark. Ark, the ship has moved. You guys are probably still about 100 feet away. You could hop aboard the Wyvern and try to dash and get there a little quicker, but you're a good distance away right now.
I'm gonna grab on the Wyvern and see if I can get closer.
Like,
Yeah, the Wyvern speed, I think, is... Actually, I have a cheat sheet for this. But of course, I don't have it where I need it.
Would I be able to do a reaction on the green guy? Reaction melee attack?
As part of your duelist feat? Yes, I will allow that. It was technically a melee attack, but he pulled you closer to him, so that's his fuck up. Wyverns can move 80 feet is their flying speed, so you can get 160 feet.
Jeez.
Using your action, you get all the way there. You still have a bonus action. And you can place yourself on the ship. Davos, you can roll for that hit on the green dude when you're ready.
Actually, yeah, I'm gonna jump off my mount and then like superhero land on the deck of the ship.
Get it?
Did you
I'm gonna
bring
stay
anyone
right
with
here
you?
next to Goldbrand.
Well, he couldn't bring anybody with him in dash.
Okay.
Z, like, fuck.
I'm like, get me in there, whatever. I don't care anymore.
Alright, you still have your bonus action. I'll let you make an offhanded strike with either Dredge or Douse.
Alright. I'm gonna use Douse to strike at the Red Crew cultist over here.
Get him.
14.
That hits. Yep, that hits. Roll damage. You've got pretty good damage. He is
13.
fucked up. He is in critical condition. You basically land, this is Douse, you land and stab the sand sword into him, and immediately, like, a burst of water comes out. You can see, like, the water seeping from the wound, and he has just terror rising in his face. Actually, it's funny, because he has gills on the side of his neck, and he, the water is almost ironic at this point. Unfortunately, it was your action to dash, so that's your move. Go ahead and put yourself on the boat somewhere as we round to the captains. The two bandit captains up by Wex. Let's see if either of them spots a Pandora. Probably not, but we'll roll. They do not.
good.
They're, one of them's actually going to come up. He's going to take a shot at Davos off the side. Gets a +7 to these. 21. Shit. And a 15. Neither one of those hits Davos. The other one's going to take 2 shots on... Actually, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's going to climb over Hekaton to get to Goldbrand's. And he's going to make 2 swings at you. Neither one of those hits Goldbrand. Fantastic. We scoot on down to Davos. Shit's going south. Shark's trying to gobble you up. What do you do?
I'm gonna go for the little green guy.
Get him.
That's just the infection.
I'm sorry, what?
It says that.
First
Brian,
one.
Gross.
Maybe the second one hits.
Both of those hit. The Marrow have an armor class of 13, so that just barely nips them. So roll
Alright,
damage for both.
There's the first, there's the second.
That's 22 points.
Yes, and I
Fantastic.
will. Bard's Dance bonus action. It says, what is it? I can make an attack with my bonus action.
You certainly can.
Oh, all right.
That did damage. Oh, no, it's a different one. 23 does hit. Oh, you're rolling all with the Bard's Dance Rapier.
Yeah, I just realized I was looking at the stats. It looks like it's the same as Blade Knight of Erenborn.
Yeah, that'll be fine. 14 extra points of damage. This thing is looking fucked up. It's not critical, but it's pretty messed up. You have your movement. There's about 10 feet of ship wall that you can climb up. You'll have to make a strength check, but if you pass it, you have enough movement to get back on the ship.
Definitely trying to get back.
Let's say you might get make either an acrobatics or athletics check. You might get a couple of attacks of opportunity. Actually, the shark used its reaction, so only the marrow. 21's excellent. Yeah. 22? Does that hit you?
That meets.
Okay. You do take 8 points of slashing damage, but you do manage to get up onto the ship out of the water. With that, we come to Bergen. Bergen, still a good bit away. He is going to do... Oh, you know what he's going to do? He's going to cast his Wall of Ice, and he's going to make an ice bridge. Or no, he has a griffin, doesn't he? Never mind. He'll take his griffin. He'll use the dash to get close enough to where he can use his bonus action to cast a spiritual weapon. Devin, if you won't mind pulling up his sheet real quick, I'll do it for this one because I can just roll real quick, but you could do it in the future, that would help.
Mm-hmm.
Dalgene!
Hmm? Oh. Is there another pillow you like? Because that one doesn't have a cover, or does it? Okay.
As a parent, I feel that spiritually. Alright, he's going to cast, we'll say a 3rd level spiritual weapon. He's going to try to fuck somebody up. A 10 does not hit, unfortunately, but he does get it on the field as we round to Goldbrand.
Oh boy. Goldbrand. I'm trying to decide. So how do the two people in front of me look?
The purple one is pretty fucked up. The red one to your right is very fucked up. And then the one diagonal up to your left is also very fucked up.
Well, that's great, because Goldbrand's also very fucked up.
That's it. It's a rough opening round. Y'all got at the end of initiative.
Goldbrand will rage and try to hit these two. He's going to do... I guess he'll do this one first, and he'll work his way around, assuming he kills that one.
Okay. First swing.
First swing, +2 for rage. Oh, well, not to that. Gross.
No, 13 meets. You're good. The cultists are not very sturdy. They're not wearing heavy armor.
+2 to that.
That is enough. You cleave through the first one. Next swing.
The purple one.
And are you doing purple or red? Okay.
The purple one. +2 to that.
Get him.
20 points of damage. That might, 20 points is enough. You cleave through the second one. Fuck. Bonus action. Oh, you used your bonus action to rage, didn't you?
Yeah, can he take a step back?
He can. Red will get a swing at you.
He's gonna step here, actually. Red can swing at me. Do it, you coward.
16
meets
plus 6, 22. Take 7 points of slashing damage.
Reduce 3, right?
Yes, thank you. As we round back to the top of initiative.
I'm gonna have to
once
bail.
we get...
It's late.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, before you do, Devin, do me a favor. Roll a d20 and don't roll a 1.
God.
You know I will.
I know you hate these. Okay, we're fine. The 9 lives fires off a few cannon blasts. Oh, a 2 and a 1. Neither one of those hit. Oh, another 1. Fuck. One of them does. The Morkoth takes a bit of damage. You're right. Yeah, it's a rough night for the rolls. The Morkoth takes a bit of damage. The Morkoth is gonna, the purple captain by Wex is going to take the ballista and fire at your ship. That does not hit. And the pink... Oh, actually, no, because they cast a spell last turn. Okay, so we're good there. Alright, we're going to run through the next round of initiative. We'll probably call it a night there. Pandora, what do you got?
My dudes, I'll see you all next week.
See you, Dev.
Deuces, dude.
Okay, so I've got a question. So if I were to say, go to jump off the ship, but I'm hidden, no one close enough to me gets an opportunity attack if I'm hidden, do they?
If you're hidden, no, they would not get an opportunity attack. Correct.
Okay, because I want to kind of go back and climb up the 9 lives and command the ship a little better and catch my breath. I'm getting fucked up on this.
Well, the ship is still a good ways away. It moved with this last turn, so now we're gonna say it's about 50 feet away. It'll be another round before it's right up against.
But I
Wait.
do have my captain's pride coat where I can shift into a watery elemental form, and I've hit
You do.
an increase in speed. And while I'm underwater, any perception checks made to me have disadvantage.
That is correct.
So I'm gonna take one of my last 9 lives and try and get the fuck out of here, because this guy's kind of scary, and I don't want to get hit again because I will die.
No, yeah, half the crew on the ship. This is rough.
Very sneaky.
All right, so you use your bonus action to shift into your watery form. You dive into the water. I'm gonna say it takes you 10 feet to get to the water. How much movement do you have left?
I'm trying to see because I've got like so many fucking perks all over the
Yeah.
place. Where is my movement speed? Normal.
Should be up near your armor class, I think.
It says 30 walking speed. I'm trying to see because I've got like some zoomies. Let me see. God, I've got so much shit here. I've got feline. I do have feline agility.
Agility, yeah.
Which-
that doubles your speed.
Yeah, which doubles my speed till the end of the turn. So there's that. So that's 60. I'm trying to see what else.
You also, while you're in your watery form, you get an extra 10 feet speed, which doubles as well. So that's 80 feet. So you can get to the ship and get on it.
Yes, which is what I'm doing because
Yeah.
I want way the fuck away from that guy over there.
Yeah, you pop back up on the ship. You're about 50 feet away. You're more of a ranged character anyway, so all that's cool. That does use your bonus action. You still have an action.
I do still have an action. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Now that I'm catching my bearings, because ouch. Even though the Healy man went the other way. I guess I can shoot because might as well.
Yeah. You can only hit people who are on the ends of the ship. So like the pinks, that one red over here, or you can get Wex or the purple dude over here.
Don't forget, you
Or
have,
Bergen if you just want to take him down a peg.
you have charges on your
I'll
bow.
look
I
in
don't
a
know if
little.
you've used in a while.
Nah, I'll start shooting at some of these red folk over here. I'm gonna back up Arc. So
Okay, you can't hit the one right in front of Ark, but you can hit the one diagonal to him.
yeah. Okay, gotcha.
Okay, so roll to hit.
See what we got. An 18.
18 hits.
No sneak.
You're not hidden, so 14 points of damage. He's looking pretty hurt. Not down yet. So that's your action, bonus action. With that, we round on to the rest of the crew. This is going to be the cultists. One of them is dead. One of them is going to swipe on Davos. 2 swings. Neither one hits Davos. 2 of these are going to Ark. Ooh, one's a 20. A dirty 20, but still a 20. Take 6 points, Ark. And the other one, you know, he's actually going to try to get down to Goldbrand. He's going to move over here. He's going to make 2 swings on Goldbrand. Oh, and that 20. So
Does
Goldbrand,
Ark
which
get an
would be
opportunity
halved.
attack?
No, because he's still within his range. But that's a good question. Good looking out. Minus 6 points, Gull. All right. That is all 3 of them. We go to the Marrow Shallow Priests. One of them... One of them looks to, we're gonna say, eeny, meeny, wheel or woe. What is that? It's wheel. Alright, so Goldbrand, I need him to make a wisdom save. I've got that over here. Wisdom save. He fails. One of the priests looks at Goldbrand and grips its hand tightly, and you watch as Goldbrand's body locks up. He is paralyzed, which is a very dangerous place to be. Attacks that hit him automatically crit. So that is very intense shit. We found a good one for paralyzed. We'll use that. The other one, let me mark off that spell. Hold person. The other one is going to, he's actually going to grab onto you, Ark, and he's going to use Shocking Grasp. So he gets to add a +5 to this. A 17 does not hit you, though, yeah?
Oh, no, hell no.
Fantastic. You see as the lightning like arcs off of you, but maybe it's the green dragon scale mail you have. Maybe it's the resilience of your own scales, but the arcs just harmlessly bounce off of you. As we wrap up with the priests, that brings us to the shark. Nobody's in the water. It's going to try to make another swing on Davos because it's the only one on that side of the ship. Or it's the only one on the edge, anyway. It comes up. I don't think either of those hits. 18 does not hit Davos, no. Yeah, shark is fine. Z, that brings us to you. Not all at once. You're on mute, by the way.
He might be gone. I don't see his camera.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. You talking to me?
There he is.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it is your move, my dude. What you got?
To put my kid down. That seems kind of dire. I'm gonna do something sort of drastic. I don't know what this token is back here. I am going to try to use mass suggestion.
Interesting choice. Okay.
What
do you? How many do you get to pick?
It's it is up to 12.
Up to 12. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Do they have to be humanoid?
Let's see.
Does it say 12 targets, 12 humans?
And magically influence up to 12 creatures of your choice.
Creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There are 12 things on the ship. 12 enemies.
So
counting the shark and everything in the water.
Loose math told me
Okay.
there were 12 people here, so I'm just gonna go for it.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and burn the slot just so you have it.
Yeah. What are you telling them to do? I think you have to limit it to a sentence or two.
Sentence of 2. I'm going to tell them to swim as far away from the ship as they can for the next 24 hours.
It's a 24-hour spell?
Yes.
Interesting. Let me look at one quick thing. Okay, so I'll roll for the priest real quick. This is Wisdom 16.
I didn't want to
The
do this
priests
here. I wanted to stack it
have
with
a
other things,
+3.
but I didn't feel like I had time to do it.
Both of the priests fail. The 4 in the water. 2 fails. 1 fail. The 3 red boys. 2 passes. 1 fail. Try to organize these. Actually, will you drop the text of that spell in for me?
Yes, sir. Let's do this.
Purple passes. Wex definitely passes. Okay, so you are. Oh, this is not concentration.
Surprisingly, no, it's not. That's the only reason.
That
I
is fucked. Interesting. So on their turn, they have to do this. Almost all of them failed. All of the marrow, all but one of the regular pirates, and then Wex and the purple pirate passed as well. Everyone else is going to be going on their turn.
Thank you for giving me a 6th-level spell slot, D&D. Thank you.
Bravo. All right, you have a bonus action?
Bonus action, I'm going to...
Oh, actually, when Wex sees you casting this, he's going to counterspell. It is higher than a 3rd level spell, so he's going to have to roll. I'll roll this in chat. He gets to add his spellcasting modifier,
Don't do it.
+9. Because it's a 6th level spell, he has to beat a 16.
Biscuits, man. Come on.
So, gonna roll a d20. We get to add 9 to this. Has to beat a 16.
Oh.
It does.
No.
You feel the words leave your mouth, and you feel it start to influence the minds before Wex snaps his fingers and eradicates the spell. Very frustrating feeling as a spellcaster. Terrifying. As we round to his turn, he is going to use... You're still on the ship, aren't you? He can't hit you. Actually, no. Because you're within 60 feet. Make an intelligence save for me. Z and Pandora, because you were the only two on the ship.
Wait, before I do, can I still take a bonus action?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, go ahead.
I don't know what the range on this is. I think I want to use my whirlwind because it's like it's a big fight. I think I want to try and kill as many people as I can.
The whirlwind, I think, is an area around you. I don't know if it could hit anybody if you're not.
Oh, you're right. 5-foot range. Scrap that.
Yeah. Sorry, my dude. All right. Z and Pandora, make intelligence saves for me. Oh, Barb passed.
20
Excellently, by the way.
Z.
Z is less lucky. Pandora, take 14 points of damage. Z, you take 28 points of damage as you hear this loud static begin to fill your ears. You should be very familiar with this. This is synaptic static. You have a -4 to any ability check or attack you make for the next, I think it's a minute. And that's not a concentration. That's his entire action, though. As we go to the Marrow, they no longer have to flee. These two are actually going to try to make a move toward you guys up here. First shot for Pandora. A 19. Does that hit?
Yeah.
Okay. Take 11 points of damage and make a strength save.
I don't need
Z.
to take a strength save. I'm down.
Oh, well, he yanks your corpse into the water. Oh, boy. Oh, actually, Barbara, do me a favor. Make a dex save. Yeah, make a dex save.
27.
Avalon jumps in front of you, takes the shot, and is pulled into the water.
Oh, my girl.
Your sister saw you were fucked up. What's your hit point total, out of curiosity?
I already
Your max.
KO'd myself. My max is 80.
80. She's going to be a little less than you because she hasn't been adventuring quite as much as you have. We're going to give her 60 minus the 11. That puts her at 49. As she is pulled into the water.
Whoops.
So put yourself back to the health you were at.
Hold on.
And Z. Oh, I'm sorry. A 22 hits Z, I imagine, yeah?
Yeah.
Strength save. Strength save 9. You were also pulled into the water next to the other green one on the right. You guys are all on the lower level, so these two can't see you. They're going to climb up. This one here, Davos, is actually pursuing you into the ship. He's going to try to take a couple swings at you. Oh, he only gets one of those. Oh, no, he does get both. Does a 23 hit?
Yes.
8 points of slashing damage. Other one is going to come up. He's going to try to take a swing at, we're going to say, Goldbrand. He does not hit Goldbrand. That's a 3. And that brings us to Arcanox. Arc, you see things are getting pretty intense. You see Pandora's on the other ship. She's hurting. You see that Goldbrand is hurting. That Z is hurting. Maybe not hurting, but feeling it. What do you do?
Hey, is Goldbrand prone or anything like that?
He is paralyzed? Oh, he's paralyzed. Oh, but the hit didn't hit regardless. He is basically locked up. Things still have to try to hit him, but if they do, they deal double damage. And he can't take movements or actions.
Oh.
So is he like standing upright though, at least?
Yes. Yeah. technically on the chest of the Storm King.
Oh, he's on the Storm King.
What-
Okay, that's a little different.
I mean, I wouldn't worry so much about him for... You know, giants are pretty hardy.
Okay, that is true. Well, if that's the case, I'm going to use his Douse's Maelstrom ability
Okay.
to swing it in a circle at a 15-foot radius around me.
Okay, you do the full 15?
Oh yeah, full 15.
Okay, that will include Goldbrand and Davos, just so you know.
What do you think, boys? Or Davos, at least.
If it's just an AC check, I'm good. But
Last we heard from
Goldbrand.
Goldbrand, he was doing bad.
Yeah, he is doing
Yeah,
bad. That's right.
I don't know what
Wanna
his
do any
hit point
AoEs?
total is. For Goldbrand to be doing bad, too, that's saying something. He did take that 40 points right off the bat with the lightning bolt, though.
Right.
Goldbrand is currently at 13 hit points.
Well, let me put it this way. Okay, so with my 2-weapon fighting, I get 3 attacks.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna hit both reds over here and the purple.
Okay.
And-
We'll start with the red right above you. Roll to hit.
I was gonna say, if you do it in a 5-foot radius, it doesn't hit any allies. Yeah.
Fantastic.
I'm just gonna do individual attacks. Yeah.
Roll damage.
Damage for you.
But that is enough. That actually carries over a good bit of damage. We're going to say that because you were in that Maelstrom mindset, you tear through the first one with Douse, and the water that shoots out of it continues going, and you cleave through 2 of those members with that one swing. Most of the regular cultists are down. You still have a second attack in your bonus action.
Let's see here. All right, I'm also gonna hit the purple one.
Okay. Roll to hit.
Yeah.
21 hits. Roll damage.
Yeah.
Seven points slashing damage. All right. You have one more attack that you have to make with Dredge.
Okay. All right, if that's the case, I'm gonna hit next. What's his name again? The captain guy here.
Wex.
Wax.
Yeah, he's a little ways away. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He's 30 feet away.
Cool. That's the range on my more ranged attack. So I'm gonna hit him.
Perfect. Yeah, do it.
Hit him with the anchor.
And that certainly hits.
Go ahead and make that strength save for me.
Yes, sir. His strength is not good either. He is a spelly boy. Actually, with his upgrades, might not be bad. Only a +1. He needs to beat what exactly?
16 strength.
16. So he has to roll a 15 on this. He does not. He is restrained. Is that right? Grappled and
And
restrained.
grappled and restrained.
Fantastic. And it takes a little bit of damage too.
Let's see here.
I think that's both attacks and then your bonus action attack.
Yeah,
you
you
can still
bonus.
move if you would like to. And while you're doing that, we're going to go to the 2 bandit captains. One of them is dead. One of them is going to come up. He's going to try to take a swing on Bergen. Actually, 3 swings on Bergen. None of those hit Bergen. But that one will with his dagger. 7 points of damage to the Bergie boy. As we round to Davos. Davos, your crew's in rough shape. You're not feeling good. Goldbrand's not feeling good. Ark, how are you feeling?
I'm pretty good.
Ark is feeling good.
Yeah, I'm at 108. So I'm fine.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
He wasn't here for that first round of lightning bolts and chain lightning.
Yeah, I missed that part.
I'm gonna do Light of Lathander towards Wex. I would like to. Well, that was just straight garbage.
15 feet. 5,
I
10.
think
I will say
it's
you can get
20
Wex. Oh, is it 20 feet now?
20
Fantastic.
foot cone.
You can get Wex and the captain that's right beneath them. Con save for Wex. That's a 3. Con save for the captain. That's a 5. Yeah, both of those fail. They are both blinded. Both take the full 9 points of damage. What do you do with your action?
I'm going to go for the green guy right next to me.
Swing, swing.
It's 13 meat, right?
The green, yes sir. 13 does beat.
15 damage.
And you slash through him, and 6 points of carryover damage. We'll say you deal a little more to the red one right in front of you as well.
Sweet. And I'd like to hit him too with my second attack.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, go ahead. You multi-attacking bastards.
I don't think that
Thir-
beats.
13 meets the regular cultist. No, that's fine.
Alright. With 9 more points.
9 more points of damage. He's hurting, but he's not down.
You know what? Let's throw a little smite up on there.
Do it, dog. Fucking roll it.
Shit. I forget the D8s. 2d8 is regular. For first level, I'll do
Yeah.
third level.
Hey, I will tell you, he's in single digits, so I wouldn't
Okay, we'll do
upcast
first
it.
level.
Yeah. Just to help you out.
2d8, and I think I get an extra d8 for something.
9, fantastic. You don't even need the extra D8.
Alright.
You tear through those two. You have effectively cleared out most of the regular crew. There's still the Marrow that are around you. There's still one of the captains and Wex, but you've got most of them taken care of. As we round to Bergen, Bergen sees that everyone is hurting bad. He's going to cast a Mass Cure Wounds. I don't think he's going to do it at his highest level, but he's going to do it, I think, at the next to highest. Yeah, he'll do a 5th level? I kind of hate to make that call without him here, but we're gonna make it. Because if we don't do this, we're not gonna make it. Everyone can take 33 points of healing, including Bergen and Goldbrand.
That helps a lot.
Significantly, yes it does. 46.
For
Pandora,
my
that does reach you as well, so you gain those 33 as well, Pandora. I think he can only pick 6 targets, or he would get Avalon too, but he cannot.
for my movement, I just want to scoot one closer to the green guy.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. Bergen also has his mace up. He's going to bring his mace. Seeing that Wex just tried to lay into him, he's probably going to try to do that. And he cast that at 3rd level earlier. Go to the 3rd level one. And 11 does not hit Wex, unfortunately, so no dice there. As we round to Goldbrand, Goldbrand's paralyzed. The only thing he can do is try to make another check to see if he can get unparalyzed. So he's going to make, I think it's a con save. Goldbrand's got pretty good con. A 10 I do not think is enough, but I will double check. Hold person. Nope, he needed to beat a 13. So he is still paralyzed. With that, that brings us to the end of initiative. Z and Brandon, roll a d20 for me. Don't roll below a 2. Very nice. Shit fires off 4 more. Boom, boom. 1 hits. Boom, boom. 3 hits. So minus 120, 132. And then the Morkoth's going to take 2 shots. One of those does hit, minus 28 to your ship. All right. With that, my dudes, we're going to call it a night there. It is after 1. Thank you guys very much. Excited we got to get to this point. Next week, we're probably going to wrap up and see how this happens for this particular event. This is one of the last major milestones. So I don't know how many more sessions we're going to have. Probably 5-ish, maybe up to 10, but we'll see.
As long as I don't die, you know.
As long as Pandora doesn't die, yeah. your sister jiving in front of the bullet. If she wasn't literally your twin, I probably wouldn't have allowed that to happen. So you're welcome. With that, my dudes, please take care of yourselves. Be good to one another. Don't forget to have a very, very happy New Year. And is it time for D&D yet?
Bye.
Nice.
Deuces, my dudes.